Hello, welcome to Six the Goddess Live. I'm your hostess, Six. Come on in, pull up a chair, get comfortable, darling. You could have been anywhere in the world tonight, but you're here with me, and I don't take that for granted. So, welcome in tonight. Tonight, guys, we're going to be having a difficult conversation. Okay. And I'm just going to preface this by saying that I know it's going to be difficult. Okay. I am using Kobe as a example for the stream, but I am doing this because he is such a good example to use for this topic. Okay. So let me also preface this by saying this conversation is going to be like a real talk, savage conversation. Okay. It's not going to be for the faint of heart. It's not going to be, let me, it's not going to be for the faint of heart. Okay. It's not going to be pretty, but we have to talk about this. Okay. So now, everyone has the right to view marriage and relationship differently. That is everybody's right. No one is saying that you're wrong. Everyone has their own way to feel. Okay. Now, for me, I view marriage and relationship as one of the most important decisions that you will make in your life. It will affect you, your future children. It'll affect your mental health, your physical health, your all around well being. Who you choose as a partner is major. Okay. Also, we know that you have relationships and like boyfriend and girlfriend, and then you have marriage. Two different ball games. Okay. We have kind of developed at this point in society where we think that having a child with someone, having sex with someone, that means something. And the truth is it doesn't mean anything. Whenever you're in a situation where no one really loses anything but some time, if you were to separate it, that's not, that's just y'all go together. It's cute, like high school. Marriage is a chess move. Okay. Marriage is for the benefits of you, those to come. Marriage is putting stuff in blood. Okay. So if you are the type of person where marriage and relationships to you is about love who you love and love wins, you're not going to understand this conversation. I'm just letting you know that now so you don't waste your time. Okay. If you are the type of person that believes in you can't help who you love is love sees no color, then honestly, you just log off now because this is going to go, it's just going to like straight over your mind. And you're probably going to frustrate yourself. Now, if you're open to learning the different perspective and the real talk behind marriage and relationships, then stay, listen, join it, learn something. If this doesn't take too long, because y'all know I tend to go off, I am going to take some people to come on and speak their piece as well. Mua says, can you stop? What did he say? He says, can you stop speaking bullshit and put women onto game? That's what I'm going to be doing in this stream. Can you be patient? Okay. Can you be patient, sir? Or ma'am, whoever you are. Just calm down. It's going to be okay. So recently I came across So recently I came across the Hall of Fame speech, where Kobe has been inducted into the Hall of Fame. I'm sorry. And so I saw Vanessa's acceptance speech. And child, whew, if full of ish was a person, it would be her. Okay. And so this is the problem that I see. Okay. When it comes to non Black women, there tends to be this stereotype that goes around that they are more submissive, more feminine, you know, and I feel as though that is not true. Okay. A lot of them be straight demons. They be wretched, just wretched. But they're able to hide behind, and this is the power of stereotype. They can be as sneaky and wretched as possible. But since they are not Black women, they're not assumed. They're just unassumed. No one even expects it from them. They're just expecting the best. And to me, this goes to show the power of expectation because they have the reputation of being spicy and passionate and feminine and much better than Black women. They're able to take Black men up through there unnoticed. See, as a Black woman, you get with a man, it's like the stigma is automatically you're not deserving of his wealth, belongings, riches. It's automatically assumed that you're gold digging and you're shifty and you have ulterior motives. Okay. So with Black women, it's much more difficult for them to get away with things the way that Vanessa has been able to get away with this facade for decades. Like I am like almost like amazed at how this woman has been able to keep this facade up for so long. Okay. So what happens is a lot of these non-Black women, they grow up with their mother and father, all their whole family. They grow up with their mother's femininity being protected, their femininity being protected, and they learn how to master the art of dark femininity. Okay. So, toxic masculinity is when a man uses his masculine traits or characteristics to harm or manipulate others. And dark femininity is the same thing. It's when a woman uses her femininity, uses the societal image of her, and uses it to manipulate, connive a situation her way. Okay. Vanessa is, if you want to go to the poster child of toxic femininity and who has perfected it to perfection, it's Vanessa Bryant. Okay. So now the Black men, you come into contact with this girl, you think that you got this under control. What you fail to realize is a lot of them, they not new to this, they true to this. So many of us, we are just now figuring out healthy relationships. Okay, a lot of us, we're just now figuring out the real science and reality behind the masculine and feminine and gender roles. But see with them, they have been on this game for a long time. They're way ahead of the game. At least when you get with a Black woman, both of y'all are damn near relationship retarded and just trying to like figure out what to do. But see, when you get with them, oh, they've been learning this game of finesse for forever. And then on top of that, whenever any one of them sheds a tear, society drops what it's doing and is like totally attentive to them, like, what's wrong? And they learn to use this to their advantage. So if you've read my book, Black Woman's Ultimate Guide to Reclaiming Femininity, where I kind of go into detail about my story of my feminine journey, how our femininity gets taken away from us, how we get it back, why it's important to get it back. And I speak about one of the issues in Black women with our femininity is that it is not taken seriously and it is not protected. Okay. When a non-Black woman cries, the world stops to hear her tears. When a Black woman cries, it's you're emotional. What's wrong with you? You'll be all right. I can't tell you how many times in my life I've been upset about something and someone tells me you'll be okay or be strong. And you kind of just sit there as a Black woman like, thanks. Oh, okay. Non-black woman cries. Oh, oh my God, what's wrong? Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay. Women need to know that their emotions are respected. It's very damaging for a woman to be vulnerable or emotional and to have the ball just dropped. No pun intended. Okay. You know that game called Trust, where you kind of cross your arms like this and someone stands behind you and you have to trust, like you have to fall back and trust that they're going to catch you? Well, what happens with Black women is when Black women attempt to be vulnerable and we sit and we hit this move of like trust, and then society goes and watches your dead body fall and then says, get up, you'll be all right. It slowly eats away at a woman's femininity. It slowly, and then she has to go through very intentional measures to get it back. Okay. So I'm gonna give you guys some of the backstory on Kobe and Vanessa because I'm honestly disgusted by this narrative that goes around that, oh, she was his loving, loyal wife, and oh my God, would she be strong? You poor thing. Like, I'm kind of sick of that narrative. That is not at all what this is. Okay. So let's reverse this and start this from the beginning. Okay. Now, even though we are talking about Kobe and Vanessa, this situation happens so many times to, I'm not even going to say just Black men, because it can happen to Black women that date out as well. However, you know, the man is the leader. So when the man does it, it's just a little bit different than when women do it because you're attacking the leader and the authority in the home. Okay. So Vanessa is Mexican. Let me start there because for some reason there is this rumor going around talking about she's Puerto Rican. Okay, let's make one thing very clear. Vanessa's Mexican. The reason why people do not think that she's Mexican is because she does not have the standard typical aesthetics of Mexican women. Most Mexican women are very short, very stout, very square, uh, darker skinned, long black hair. Their aesthetics don't tend to change. For the most part, most Mexican people, they have a very, very uniform aesthetic. Okay. A lot of people do not know that she's Mexican. Number one, because she does not talk about it or represent it at all. And number two, like I said, she doesn't have the typical aesthetics of, of a Mexican woman. So let me just start there. Okay. Now, Vanessa and Kobe met when Vanessa was underage. Okay. When you have these, all right. So here in America, we have, as women, we have a lot of opportunity, more than most women do. Okay. Most women in most countries do not have as much freedom and opportunity as we have here in the United States. And that is okay. However, you have to put yourself, no, she's not half white, half Mexican. She's Mexican. Okay. Y'all just calm down. This is all going to make sense. Y'all just got to calm down. There's a reason why I'm prefacing this the way I'm prefacing it. Okay. Y'all just relax. Y'all, everybody take a deep breath right now. Everybody breathe in and breathe back out. We're going to be okay through this. And this is all going to make sense. Everybody just calm down. Okay. So when you are an impoverished woman like Vanessa was growing up in the barrios of Mexico, you don't have the option to go to school and get a job. That's not common. For most of them, their only claim to fame, for most of them, their only opportunity is to hope and plead that they are mildly attractive enough to catch a baller. And this is why it's so funny to me when I see these Black men talk about, we're going to go to other countries and go our own way. I'm like, sweet. Okay, getting with a woman where her only chance at life is to get a man is extremely dangerous because then essentially nothing that she does is authentic. Okay? Nothing that she will do or say will be authentic. Why? Because we talk about this all the time. People are loyal to their needs, not other people. So if I was a guy, why would I want to be with a woman where if you were not with me, you'd be back in the barrios eating corn tortillas and barbacoa? I can't trust your intentions. Okay? That's like somebody saying, "Do you want to be with me or die?" I'll be with you. You know what I'm saying? I don't want your other option besides me to be death or poverty or starvation. And this is how men are always trying to outsmart women in some way. You cannot outsmart women. Okay, that's why I be telling y'all, just work on your masculinity, work on your masculine authority, so that no matter where the woman from or who she is, she gonna put some respect on your name. Okay. So their only hope is to catch a man, catch a baller. So what they do is don't let one of them have a woman in their family who is somewhat mildly attractive. Now, if we are talking in terms of Mexican women, Vanessa would be considered more of the attractive side of Mexican women. So her mother saw that as she was getting older, she started to see like we might have something here. Okay. So Vanessa and her mother dipped out of the barrios of Mexico, came to America, California. They dyed her hair blonde, put her in some blue contacts. Okay. Vanessa mama had found her a duck, married a duck, changed their last name to his last name, which was Lane. Okay, they had to get a Mexico name up out of there. Okay, Holmes. They was like, count the green, get in between. Honeys and fitties, big ass itty. They was like, what we gonna do? So they politely discarded anything that remotely connected them to the barrios of Mexico of which they came. Okay. Y'all, she is not Cuban. Why? See, you see how you guys be thinking that because she don't talk about that? We are talking about Vanessa Bryant. Okay. She's Mexican. Stop doing that. And see how what she did work? Y'all think she Cuban, Puerto Rican. Y'all think she everything but Mexican. And this is no dig to Mexicans. I mean, y'all don't mean me. No, never mind. I'm just saying, like, let's just keep it real. Okay. Don't be ashamed about where you from. Okay. Child, please stop. The girl is Mexican, period. This is none of her debate. She Mexican. End of story. Any questions? Are we confused about anything? She Mexican. Okay. Um, so changed her last name, got rid of anything that remotely reminded them of their Mexican Bettyos beginnings. Okay. So her mama was her pimp. Her mother, pandered and solicited her vagina all around town, just hoping for them to catch a big fish. So I don't know if some of y'all know that Kobe called himself want to be a rapper or something at one point in his life, and he was doing a video shoot. And here come Vanessa's mama carting her daughter's 17-year-old VJ onto the set. Okay. So now Vanessa, her mama, was like, it's Kobe Bryant. That's the one. He's single. He's rich. They was like, their gold digger alarm was like, on the target. They was like, target selected. Okay, Kobe was new to the game. Another part that y'all need to understand about Kobe is he green. He was green at the time. He had spent a lot of his life growing up overseas. He hadn't been around. He didn't have like a normal life like other children where you're in one place and you get to know people and you see. Kobe was green. He was very green. There was a lot of stuff he was not exposed to. So coming into contact with a harlot like Vanessa had to be the worst. That had to be the worst possible woman for him to run into, especially with her mama, who was a professional gold digger. Okay. He did not stand a chance against them. I mean, I low key kind of feel bad for the guy. Like, sir, you ran into the worst person you could have possibly ran into. Okay. So now Vanessa comes, introduces herself to him, smiles. Hi, I'm Vanessa. Hi. Hey, nice to meet you. Hey. Looking so innocent. Oh, and she's not black, so she gotta be so feminine, so submissive, and such a better choice than a black woman. So now Vanessa and her mama were like this. They was like this. Yeah. Yeah, baby. Mm-hmm. So now her and Kobe start doing a thug fizzle. Vanessa then goes to school because remember, this girl's still underage now. Okay. Um, Mods, please block any people talk about I'm hating or this and the third. Nobody cares. Okay. No one cares. I'm not hating. I have no reason to hate. Okay. This man has lived his life and gone on about his business to wherever he's at now. No one is hating. And honestly, why would anyone hate? This is not about hating. This is about a bigger picture. Because a lot of Black people still do not understand why swirling is so detrimental to us. This conversation is not about hate or love. It's not about any of that. This is just about the facts. If you got a problem with that, going on. I know, like I said in the beginning, I know a lot of people have an emotional connection to this man, and that's fine. But the facts are facts. So any of y'all got a problem, moderators, do not put nobody in timeout. Do not ask anybody nicely. Anyone who come and say some stupid ish, just block them. Okay? Just block them. All right? Okay, admins. Let me see how many moderators I have in here. I might need to assign more because I really do not have time today. Okay? I have a lot to U.S. law says at least she knew enough to know that smart women don't break up an otherwise good marriage simply because he sticks it in some stray puss. See, anytime you have to start a sentence with at least, what you're doing is caping. What we don't need is any of y'all caping for this woman on this stream. Because again, if she was a Black woman doing what she had did, there would not be a single one of y'all talking about at least. There is no at least. Okay? So mods, again, the minute y'all see it, please block, block, and block again. Okay? I do not have the time today. And this is the problem, is a lot of y'all men do not want to listen. Kobe is an example of a man who didn't want to listen. Man, y'all have to put your egos aside and you have to be willing to learn about women from women. I know it hurts your little ego for whatever reason, okay? Because confident masculine men, learning something from a woman is not the end of the world to him, okay? I should have added that into my video of what I like about masculine men. Masculine men are happy when a woman can teach them something. They're not. So I saw someone made a video about me talk about why you should never listen to a woman about women. Okay. And that's how a lot of y'all be getting got the way you do, because you don't listen. Because in your mind, it's when a woman speak on something, it's, oh, she hating, she jealous, she don't know what she's talking about. Okay. This is why a lot of y'all be in the position that you be in now. You got to humble yourself. Remember, the feminine energy is the intellect. So when you as a man refuse to listen to a woman, you're really literally shooting yourself in the foot. So work on your confidence so that you're not so threatened by a woman kicking some knowledge to you and your entire manhood feels as though it's crumbling. Okay, you cannot be that fragile. All y'all need to calm down, get this game, and you're welcome in advance. So this could probably save more of you. Okay. Thank you, the gift and the curse. Women are the first teachers, period. That's what we do here. Okay. I know y'all are used to a lot of women not moving in their purpose, but women over here, we move in our purpose. So you're going to let us teach. Okay. Thank you, sir. So now, where was I before I was so rudely interrupted? So now Vanessa goes to school and goes around telling everybody this was her mom's plan. The plan was, let's leak it to the public that you're dealing with him. Now, at this time, I don't know if they were just sleeping together. I don't know if they were boyfriend and girlfriend. I don't know. I'm not sure. But I can only imagine the A1 game that Vanessa was putting down on this man. So her mom's plan was, okay, so what we're going to do. We're going to leak the relationship to the public. That way it gets out, and that will give us some leverage. So Vanessa go to school, and I can imagine how this probably looks. Yeah, girl, you know what I'm saying? I'm dating Kobe Bryant. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's my boo. Yeah, he gonna come pick me up from school today. Yeah. And we're gonna talk about on another stream. We're gonna talk about why on earth is it normal in society for grown men to be picking up girls from high school. We're gonna talk about that because the fact that that's so normal and we all just kind of turn a blind eye to it is a problem, and we'll talk about that. We might talk about that on the we might talk about that on the podcast. You said Walter Sniper. Yeah, I be oh, let me make Telly a moderator. Yeah, because I be kind of, thank you to Juan for the cash app of $20. Yeah, because I be so like leery about making some people moderators, because some people be on a straight BS. Or, you'll make them a moderator and then you go seeing them saying some crazy stuff. I'm trying to find Walter Sniper. If my girl said make him one, then I know he is good. Walter, if you're in the chat right now, can you? Oh, there you go. Okay, I added you as a mod too, sir. All right. So now it gets out that they're dealing with each other. So now it kind of put Kobe in a crazy position. It kind of put him in a position of, oh snap, you're this budding NBA star. Now it has gotten out that you're sleeping with high school puss. So Kobe was like, what should I do? What should I do? And his solution was, I know, I'll marry her. Because people love a good love story. And if I say I love her and make her my wife, it'll be okay. It all will be forgotten. And guess what? It worked. This man was extorted into his marriage. Are we all, like, can we take a moment for that? Can we take a moment to reflect on the fact that Kobe was extorted into his marriage? Kobe wasn't a bad guy. He really wasn't. I'm not here to make him out to be a bad guy, because he wasn't. Okay. He really thought that he was probably going to save face the best way he could. He probably felt like in that moment that was probably the smartest thing for him to do. I don't know. Okay. So now, because these women are groomed to find a duck to liberate their whole family. So the goal is you have an attractive woman in your family back in them Mexican barrios. She comes to America, she get a baller. Now she can come take care of the whole family. But what women like Vanessa's mom don't realize is that what you are doing is creating a monster. If you think that for a second you are going to be able to cart your daughter's underage vajayjay around California and pimp her out, and if you think for a second that she is not going to eventually rebel and resent you, you are crazy. You have literally groomed this woman to be the highest level of savage possible. And that's why we see how things work out. That's why we see present day her and her mama going about things the way they are. Going at it. The mama on TV crying. I'm like, boy, y'all bitches are geniuses. Boy, y'all bitches know how to play the victim and sit and cry and have everyone feel bad for you. Now, Vanessa's mom is dealing with the consequences of what happens when you pimp out your own seed. I don't know, baby. Think of a better plan. Okay. Y'all hoes and think of a better plan, because this is not working out. And it just tickles me to see her mom so sad and so upset. And it's like, sweetie. Okay. And yeah, Telly, I saw your comment. I don't doubt that at some point they fell in love. Okay. Most marriages that last long time, that's what happens. Okay. A lot of marriages are like that, little do y'all know. A lot of people are not as lucky to be in love with the person they're marrying. A lot of people get married and then fall in love. Black people, we're the only ones who don't understand this concept. I'm also going to be doing a reaction video to the Bill Gates and Melinda Gates divorce, because that was some G shit, and we need to understand how this all works, like how they did it. Because Black people, I talk about it all the time, we have such a romanticized view of marriage and relationships. We do not look at it the way everyone else does, which is why we don't do it. So now Vanessa's mom is dealing with the consequences of her pimping out her daughter. I don't know why you thought that you could do that and that somehow it was going to just end up positively for you, ma'am. I don't know how you thought that, but you created this monster. Okay. I can't imagine being a young girl and having my mom parading me around like that. Like, that would be so hurtful, you know? Find a different way. There's got to be a different way. So they get married. Now the next step is for them, they got to X out the family. Now, you have some non-Black women who are able to leverage the power against the man's family by, some of them they're going to do one or two things. They're either going to play super fake nice to his family. Okay. They're either going to play super fake nice. They're going to either truly pull on the heartstrings of love is love and I love him. They're going to either sell that story as well as they can, or they're going to take it the opposite direction, which is to turn the man against the family. Because remember, their whole purpose is to get out the medios and get out the ghetto. Okay. And to be able to come into some type of wealth and some type of fortune. So you can do that two ways. You can either stay really on the good side of the family and sell the story like this is some reality, or turn them against the family and get the family up out of there. Okay. Vanessa tried at first to play the role of getting the family to like her, but Kobe parents was not no fools. It did not matter what Vanessa said or did. They saw through the BS, period. They wasn't going. Okay. They was like, right plan, wrong man, sweetie. They was like, baby girl, we are not falling for that. We're not with it. You're full of it, period. So then here go Vanessa and her mama back to the drawing board. All right, what can we do now? Next step, they gotta go. They gotta go. They're messing up our plan. A lot of Black men are clueless, again, to these tactics because Black women have been raising y'all and birthing y'all, and so many Black women are single mothers, raising children on their own, doing on their own. Like, Black men are not even thinking that Black women are having plans like this. Okay. So it's just amazing to me how conniving they are and how it's just so, people are just so blind to it. It amazes me, honestly. So they was like, okay, they're not buying it. Next plan, they got to go. We got to get them up out of here. Okay. We don't have time for this. They're going to ruin our plan. So this is what they do. Kobe's parents never, ever spoke about them having issue with the fact that Vanessa was not Black. Let me go ahead and say this first. They never once said, oh my God, why are you? That was not their problem. Their problem was that this girl came from the barrios. Their problem was that she was a video girl looking for a duck, and they knew that she found it in him. And the problem was the deceit and all the fakeness they could see on through. Okay. Now she sold the story so she goes back to Kobe and action. Your family doesn't like me. Oh my God, your family doesn't like me. And I know that they don't like me because I'm not Black. I know your mom wants you to be with a Black woman. She doesn't like me because of my race, because of the color of my skin. I cannot help it that we fell in love. And she's constantly disrespecting me. And she just doesn't like me. And I need you to do something about it. I just cannot take this anymore. She hates me. It's not my fault you didn't end up with a Black woman. Okay, you love who you love. I can't help it. I love you. You go, Kobe. Okay, baby. Okay, baby. Don't you worry. I's gonna get them mean old mamas and daddies up out of here. I's gonna get them up out of here, baby. Don't you worry. He went to his mama and daddy, was like, Mom, Dad, you don't know her like I do. Mom, Dad, I'm gonna do what I want to do. All right. Okay. And this is how it got started, on distancing him from the family. And it worked. Okay. And scene. Oscar-winning performance, ma'am. Mm-hmm. So, plot twist. Okay. So they're going about their life. Every time Kobe was over it and ready to slide, she would pop up pregnant again. Okay. She would pop up every time Kobe was sitting there like, you know what? They say she could keep her, so I paid her to leave. Okay. Every time that he went to do that, she'll get pregnant again. Because I do believe that they did not have a prenup. Okay. So y'all may look at it as, oh, when he got caught, got caught creeping, that she stayed because she knew to break up her home. And I do agree about not breaking up your home. However, y'all look at it as Kobe wanted her to stay. Kobe knew this Miss Sly, she could take a lot, because I believe, I'm not sure, but I believe they did not have no paperwork in order. Okay. So that's why he stayed. It wasn't like he stayed because he was in love with this woman. Okay. It was because he didn't get his paperwork in order. Black people, please don't get married without a prenup. Let me just put that out there. And so many women act like, I'm not signing no prenup. But sis, you got to understand this. Do you understand, if you don't sign a prenup, he can also come after yours? See, we got to start going into things with a more positive mindset. Okay. When I get married, I'm getting married with the notion of, sweetie, I'm going to be a millionaire. Okay, baby, I'm going to blow up. I'm going to be a millionaire. I'm signing a prenup for me, because I don't want something to happen and you try to take half of what I got. Okay. So many women are against a prenup. Sweetie, the prenup help you as well. Okay. Let's not get it twisted. Okay. Sign the prenup, ladies. Sign the prenup. And a lot of y'all be scared to get married. I don't even know why. But you got $5 in your account. Okay. Ladies, sign the prenup. I'm just going to put that out there. Okay. And do not just sign a prenup talking about you can't take what he got. Make sure he signed one too, saying he can't take what you got. Okay, because it's 2021. Shit is changing these days. Okay, men getting alimony, child support, all that stuff now. So ladies, you also need to be signing prenups. Okay, marriage is for forever. You may be at a certain economic position now, but you never know how your increase and abundance is going to come forward, especially once you're married to a masculine man. That's going to open up a whole new world of feminine abundance for you. Do not go into that without no paperwork for you as well. This is not 1922 where the women had no money and no jobs and the men did. Okay, ladies, we have things we also need to protect. Sign the prenup. Okay. So now Kobe had to stay because it was just way too much going on. Paperwork was not in order. Okay. Now the plot twist in all this was, there is no he grew old and then passed away. The plot twist is, tragic accident happens and now you die midlife. We were not expecting it. No one sits and thinks about when they're going to croak. Okay. That's not fun to sit and think about, oh, we're going to croak. Nobody want to think about that, but it's a reality. And this is where we see the true meaning and power of marriage. So let's go ahead and now we got a little bit of the background on how all this happened. Okay. Now, Vanessa been married to Kobe for how long? This woman don't do shit. I've never seen a lazier woman in my life. Okay. Talking about Vanessa stayed because she know to stick by her man. She has no skills. She has no education. She has no nothing. She has nothing. She's never done anything with her life. Okay. It couldn't be me. There's no way I'm going to be married to someone like Kobe Bryant. Girl, I would have had every type of clothing line, shoe line, hair line, makeup line. Because remember, as a woman, okay, you know who one of the most influential social media models is Jada Cheese. Why is Jada Cheese one of the most influential Instagram models? Why are most Instagram models connected to the hottest rapper? Can you let's test some knowledge here, y'all. Let's test some knowledge. Can y'all say why these Instagram models and why these Insta stars, why they tend to date the hottest rapper at the time? Can anybody take a guess as to why? Malevolent Elephant says Jessica Simpson refused to sign a prenup when she married Nick Lachey, and then it bit her later when she eventually got much richer than him. So you are right. Big facts. We're talking about, man, like, will you sign a prenup? Hell yeah. Will you sign one? I'm gonna be a star. Okay, my name gonna go down in history. All right. Okay, I'm gonna be a legend. So hell yeah, you need to sign a prenup. Okay, ladies, get with the program. Don't sleep on yourself. This ain't back in the day where women couldn't have no jobs and no economic opportunities. We doing our thing out here, baby. You better sign that prenup too. Tuh. I wish I would get married without a prenup. No, sir. When you want to slide, you slide what you came in here with. Okay? Prenup should go like this. What I had before you will be mine after you. And whatever we got together, if we split, we'll split in half. It's that simple. That's how grown people get married. Okay? Lake says, you're missing the point. If Black women were loyal and didn't just give companionship to rich Black men, then this would not be an issue. There would be a Black woman there already. That doesn't make any sense. Thank you for the super chat, but I do not understand what you're saying. If Black women were loyal and didn't just give companionship to rich Black men, how does that have to, what does that have to do with anything? And also, I do not like these lies saying that, oh, Black women only entertain rich Black men. That is a bold-faced lie. Stop. Stop lying on us like that. I'm starting to really get irritated with those lies. That is not true. The Black women that are portrayed in media do not speak for all of us. There's Black women out here all day, every day, actually doing too much for men. Okay, so can we stop with that? Black women only want rich men. Can you stop? Okay, just like it's not wrong for Black women to want a man of means, but to say that Black women are not entertaining men unless they're rich is simply not true. Just like every man wants a woman that looked like a supermodel. Is that what he's going to get? No. Is he wrong for wanting that? No. It is in the nature of a woman to want a provider. So stop demonizing women for what's natural. Of course, she want a provider. Does every Black woman think she's going to marry a rich Black man? No. Just like y'all want the finest women. But that's not who you're with, because life is not fair that way. Okay? That may be what Black women want. Okay? And I would hope that women are not out here like, yes, I want a broke ass stick. Yeah, that's my dream. No, sis, want what you want, dream big, but also be realistic. That's where we're at, okay? Okay, girl, hold men down in jail. Man, stop. Some of Black women only deal with rich Black men. First of all, there's not a lot of rich Black men. So that's a lie, first of all. Second of all, that's a lie because it's just a lie. Everyday life proves that's a lie. Stop. I'm tired of being lied on like that. I'm just tired of that. So now, when it's all said and done, and when it's all said and done, meaning when you don't already lived your life, passed on and went, this is when we see the true meaning of marriage and relationship. This is where we see when it all matters. Okay. Forget all the foo-foo-fee-fee parts about it. Okay. Forget all the foo-foo, fee-fee parts about it, you know, during the relationship and the pictures and the ha ha ha. What matters is when it's all over, when you croak. Okay, that's when it matters. So let me pull this up so we can see this. Okay. So let me. Oh, oh. Here we go. All right, guys. I'm gonna start this up. Y'all, let me know if you can hear in the chat. Y'all, let me know if you can hear the video. If you can hear the video, type in the chat.
Okay.
I can hear the video. I would be so mad if we get on through this.
Last
Y'all
February,
can hear? Okay.
I called Michael and asked him if he would introduce Kobe tonight. And he agreed.
First of all, okay, Michael, what do you got going on, sir? Because I remember at the funeral, Michael was right there helping her up the stairs, helping her. Sir, is this your job here to help this woman up and down the steps? Because you seem like you always the first one running to come help this woman up some steps. Okay, I'm giving you the side eye, sir. He break his neck all the time. Get her, sir. Please sit down.
Graciously accepted. Thank you for being here, Michael.
Oh, here goes the commercial. Sorry, y'all. Let me wait for this commercial to go. Okay.
Kobe admired you. This means so much to us. I used to always avoid praising my husband in public because I felt like he got enough praise from his fans.
That's the first thing out your damn mouth. The first thing out your mouth is I. And I'm going to point out certain things, guys, because I'm giving y'all the game on toxic femininity, how to see the signs. This is your husband's induction into the Hall of Fame. The first thing out your mouth is you. I. What is your problem? I did not want to publicly praise my husband in public because he gets enough. Excuse me, ma'am? Baby, I wouldn't care if Betty Crocker and Aunt Jemima was out here praising my man. I'm finna be right there. Give me a K. Give me a O. Give me a B. Give me a E. What's that spell? I don't care about what attention other people are giving my man. I'm giving my man all the public praise. Be right there. Go, Chloe. Go, babe. I don't give a time. I feel like he gets enough. And these are part of their tactics on how they get the men in these constant scarcity states of desiring their acceptance. They never fully give them the acceptance. So I can imagine Kobe was in this constant state of trying to get this woman's approval. What the hell do you mean that you don't give your man public praise because he gets enough? When you're with a man like Kobe, your job is to sit there and be quiet. Yes, he gets all the praise. Yes, he gets all the attention. What she's saying is he gets all this praise of attention and I do. Bitch, you don't do shit. You don't do shit. No one has anything to praise about you. What do you do, ma'am? You don't do shit. You could be with a man like Kobe. Yes, we need to be ready to play the background, and yes, support him in public. Oh, this is gonna raise my blood pressure, y'all. Let's keep going.
Around the world, and someone had to bring him back to reality. Right now, I'm sure he's laughing in heaven because I'm about to praise him in public for his accomplishments on one of the most public stages.
So this man don't get no praise until he croaks and has left you his whole fortune. Now, all of a sudden, the epiphany comes to you that you can go ahead and praise him in public. How convenient. I also want to say, fellas, you work your whole life building a legacy, and then you croak, and it's this. It's this. Accepting your awards and speaking on your behalf. This is who is speaking on behalf of one of the most legendary and hardworking Black men to ever do it in this world. Ladies and gentlemen, this is who speaks on his behalf. Let's all just take a moment of silence and just take a look. Mm, mm, mm.
I can see him now, arms folded, with a huge grin, saying, "Isn't this some shit?"
Yeah, isn't it some shit? This is a goddamn shame. Yeah, it sure is some shit. Abomination. What them take me video. Ooh.
He's still winning. I wish my husband was here to accept this incredible award. He and Gigi deserve to be here to witness this. Gigi would be so proud to watch her daddy get enshrined into the Basketball Hall of Fame. I know Kobe's really looking forward to being here. He asked the Hall of Fame to specifically add a 6th ticket for Capri. He was so happy. He didn't really talk about upcoming awards, but he did mention this one a week before he and Gigi passed. My husband and I were sitting at our kitchen island, and he and I had a conversation about my mother and father-in-law attending tonight's enshrinement. I invited my mother and father-in-law to tonight's enshrinement to thank them for bringing one of the most amazing human beings into this world. Pam and Joe, thank you for raising Kobe to be exceptional. Thank you to all of Kobe's family. Sharia, you've gone above and beyond. I love you.
Then where are they, ma'am? Where are they then, ma'am? Okay. Let's just do something real quick, guys. Let's just do something. Let's just do this. Okay. Let's look this up. Were his parents there? Parents were not there. And I thought I had heard they weren't there, but I had to verify. Yes, his parents were not there. And that right there is powerful. Wow. Wow. I'm going to save my commentary on that for later on in the video, but wow. Wow. Okay. And she sits there and bold-faced lied to us this way. And look how she worded it. She said, yes, I invited them because I wanted them to be here. She starts looking up like this. Girl, you're lying. You're lying like I've never seen a lie before. Okay. Kobe Bryant's parents didn't attend Hall of Fame ceremony because they were disrespected and not personally invited. Okay. Whew, child. Also, notice she said, I invited my mother and father-in-law because that's what Kobe would have wanted. Bitch, why is that not what you would have wanted? Notice how they play these games. Again, y'all, I'm just helping y'all out so you learn how to beat this stuff. What do you mean that's what Kobe would have wanted? If that is your mother and father-in-law, why is that not also what you wanted, sweetie? And why are you getting up here lying? Let's proceed.
There will never be anyone like Kobe. Kobe was one of a kind. He was special. He was humble, off the court, but bigger than life. To all of
Why is she constantly shading him? Do y'all peep this? I want y'all to really pay attention. She is constantly shading him on the low. You can't just say Kobe was humble. She had to throw shade off the court. Remember, y'all, when I did that post and I said a lot of y'all men be in bed with your number one hater and don't even know it? This is the type of stuff I'm talking about. Girl, you're a hater on your own husband. Haters do that. Oh, yeah, she cute with makeup. Oh, yeah, she fine or whatever. But I'm sure haters do that. Here you go. Yeah, Kobe was humble off the court. Woo!
of our close friends and family that have been present for my girls and I, thank you. That list is long and it takes a village, but know that your kindness and love does not go unappreciated. I know that Kobe is thankful that you're all coming through for his girls. We love you all and are forever grateful for you. If my husband were here tonight, he would have a long list of people to thank that helped inspire him and equip him to be in the Hall of Fame. Family.
Notice that whenever she speaks about the people who helped him or inspired him, she stumbles over her words. Notice that. Notice anytime she's about to say something about that, she suddenly starts to stumble.
Friends, mentors, the Lakers, teammates, muses, and opponents.
And his mother and father, his Black mother and father. That made him who he was. And them.
This is one of the many hard parts about not having him here. At the risk of leaving anyone out, I can only say thank you. To all those who helped him get here, you know who you are, and I thank you on.
We all know who they are. His Black mom and dad. Why won't you say that? Why do you refuse? Oh, Shalaya just cannot. Why do you refuse to acknowledge the fact that he is who he is because of his Black mother and father? You can't even stand to say it. You can't even let it come out your little Mexican mouth. Jezebel.
On his behalf. I love you. I don't have a speech prepared by my husband because he winged every single speech. He was intelligent, eloquent, and gifted at many things, including public speaking. However, I do know that he would thank everyone that helped him get here, including the people that doubted him and the people that worked against him and told him he couldn't attain his goals. He would thank.
Oh, really, Vanessa? Tell us more, okay? Don't be shy now, sweetie. Who are you referring to? Who are you referring to that he proved them wrong and they didn't want to see him make it? Who? Name one person. You know why you can't say their name? Do you know why you can't let it come out your mouth that his mother and father didn't want to see him win and he proved them wrong? Because you're full of shit. That's why you're over here being super general, sitting here throwing all this low-key shade, because you know that you can't even let it come out your mouth bold-faced. Talk about his mom and dad. He proved them wrong and they didn't want to see him be great. Sweetie, that's the story that you sold to him. The rest of us, we're not falling for that. Those are the stories you told him. Oh, your mom and dad don't want to see you do good. They don't like me. They don't want to see us be happy. They don't want to see you be happy. They want to keep you all for themselves. Sweetie, see what happens when you lie so long? You start to believe your own lies. Okay? You got him to believe that shit. And I'm glad that you knew better, because we would have ate you up. I'm glad that you knew better to tell that lie on them, saying that his mother and father didn't want to see them be great and didn't want to see him get what he wanted. You knew better. Okay? Keep that lie with him. Do not try to play a lie with us. Okay? For y'all, those of you that don't know, Kobe's father also played ball and invested highly into his son to make him who he was. Kobe is not just some naturally talented guy who picked up a ball one day in the hood and started playing ball and made it. No. His parents invested a lot into him from a young lad to make him who he was. They were extremely hands-on in their investment, aka their son. Ooh!
All of them for motivating him to be here. After all, he proved you wrong.
No, you stupid bitch. They proved him right. He proved them right. No, he proved them right, actually. Which is why you have got up here and said all this general stuff, but made a point to say that to the comment. How did he prove them wrong? Selena. Okay. Listen, bitty bitty bum bum. Okay. He was proving them correct. Okay. And what y'all do y'all remember that before that man was even before his body was even cold, before his body was in the ground, the first thing that she did was hit that paperwork to make sure that no one else in his family could get a hold of that money. You had not even buried your husband yet. You had not even gave him a respectable goodbye before you was filing paperwork to make sure that no one has rights to $1. Ma'am, go to hell, okay, and find you someone else to play with, because we're not going.
All of the athletes that accept a Hall of Fame award share the fact that they have to sacrifice a part of their lives to dedicate more time to their craft. It takes a lot of self-drive, dedication, and discipline. No one can take away from their own success.
His success was not on his own. Stop making it seem like this is some man that came from nothing and pulled himself up from his bootstraps to become who he was. No. His parents had a very prevalent and intentional involvement in him being who he was. Stop painting this picture like he did all this by himself. No, he did not.
Personal stats speak for themselves. Kobe was on a different level. He never took shortcuts when it came to basketball. He gave this game his all. Kobe played through injury after injury. To name a few, he had IVs administered during half times to play through food poisoning and the flu. He played with a broken nose. He had a broken finger and had it snap back in place just enough to finish the game. He also taught himself how to use his left hand to play the rest of the season while his finger healed. He even swished 2 free throws with a torn Achilles and walked off the court on his own. I'll never forget the look he gave me as he walked off the court that game. I knew it was bad. The crowd was cheering, and I was reassuring Natalia and Gianna that Daddy would be okay, just like any other injury. But as he walked into the tunnel, there was no wink, and there was no kiss blown my way. I could see the concerned look on his face. That injury was big, but his comeback from that injury was bigger. People don't know this, but one of the reasons my husband played through injuries and pain was because he said he remembered being a little kid sitting in the nosebleeds with his dad to watch his favorite player play.
With his dad. This is not that hard to put together. This is not that complicated at all. See, now we're starting to go ahead and piece things together. Who was taking him to see them games? Someone said in the comments, well, it wasn't just his parents. The parents is how it started. Stop saying, well, it wasn't just his parents. You know, some of y'all, I pray for some of y'all. Okay, I pray for some of y'all. I don't know if y'all making comments like that don't have children or what, but I pray for some of y'all that you do not invest. At the end of the day, again, this conversation is about real talk. This conversation is not about foo-foo-fee-fee. At the end of the day, your children are your investments, period. Your children are your investments. All right. You can call it what you want. You can dress it up and drip it in gold. At the end of the day, your children are investments, and we are a cyclical people. You invest in your children, they grow up, they be happy, successful. When you go, they take care of you, and the cycle continues. Okay. Someone else said in the chat, well, of course she's not shouting out his mom because his mom was stealing from him. Let me tell y'all something. You sit there, and God only knows the sacrifices that his parents went through to raise him up the way they did. You sit there, you put all that into sacrificing to raise this child to become this star. He meets a corn tortilla and throws the entire family name and legacy to the trash. Okay. Then proceeds to turn his back on the family. Y'all remember his sister was working at like FedEx or something like that? Sir, why do you have millions of dollars and your sister working at FedEx? Now, y'all say what you want, but in African culture and traditions, there is no, oh, well, I got this. No, there is no way. Call it what you want. I'm not about to have millions of dollars, my brother or sister working a 9 to 5. There ain't no way it ain't happening. Call it what you want. There ain't no way in hell I'm going to have millions of dollars. And I'm going to have my parents wanting or struggling for anything. Now, you got different black folks. Some black folks feel like, I ain't got to owe nobody nothing. I ain't got to do nothing for nobody. Okay. But when we're talking about African family values and traditions, that's the way it goes. Okay. You put all this into investing in this man just for him to turn on you the way he did and talk about they stole because they sold some of his memorabilia. You damn right they did. Do y'all not have children? Do y'all not understand how that would feel? You put all this into this child, they throw it away to a burrito and leave you with nothing. You damn right I'm selling your jerseys. You damn right I'm selling your shoes. You are damn right. Because I'm coming for the return on my investment. You wouldn't be who you were if it were not for me and your father. Talking about his mom stole. His mom took what was owed to her since he wouldn't.
He could recall the car ride, the combos, and the excitement of being lucky enough to have a seat in the arena. Kobe didn't want to disappoint his fans, especially the ones in the 300 sections that saved up to watch him play, the kids with the same excitement he once had. I remember asking him why he couldn't just sit a game out because he was hurting. He said, "What about the fans that saved up to watch me play just once?" He never forgot about his fans. If he could help it, he would play every minute of every game. He loved you all so much. Kobe had many accomplishments. 5-time NBA champion, 5-time New York Times bestselling author, 18-time All-Star, a league MVP, and two-time finals MVP. Two-time Olympic gold medal winner. He is also the first professional athlete to win.
And let me just say this, because I can't take this. I just cannot take it. I cannot take it. If one more of you Negroes get in here talking about corny, Kobe, black women called Kobe corny and disregarded him and humiliated him, shut up. It was tons of black women checking for Kobe. Okay. Kobe was tall, handsome, talented, and rich. Okay. Any woman, black, white, or purple, would have been checking for Kobe. What you're not going to do is sit and say that black women were not checking for him. Yes, they were. Okay. Would it have been every black woman checking for him? Maybe not. But stop saying that black women were not checking for him, my dear, because they definitely were. Okay? We're going to stop lying in this chat, okay? Let's stop lying. Let's take off your capes. Y'all trying to, well, he had to get with her because black women called him corny. And she called him a duck in the worst way by her real life interaction with him. She's up here right now with this stupid look on her face, like checkmate. Okay? You are literally sitting here watching a woman that has completed the highest finesse of life, that is not black. And you're still sitting here talking about black women weren't checking for him. Sir, go to hell. Okay?
And an Oscar.
Proceed, shall we?
The list goes on, but his most cherished accomplishment was being the very best girl dad. Usually people thank everyone that has helped them get here, but since I don't have Kobe's specific list, I want to thank my husband. He did the
If I was Kobe people, I'm just gonna keep it a buck with y'all. I mean, y'all know I'm from Florida. Y'all know I have a slightly ratchet side. I'm just gonna keep it 1,000 with y'all. Okay. If I was Kobe people, back in the day, this is how it all worked back in the day. Back in the day, let's say somebody disrespected my male cousin or my brother or something like that. What we'll do is all the girls in the family get together, okay? And you put on your Nikes, all right? You put on your sweatpants t-shirt, you put your hair in a ponytail, and you call your homegirls, your cousins, you call all the women in your family, and you be like, get ready, we finna ride, okay? And when you have real down-ass women in your life, they don't ask no questions. They don't ask, where are we going? What are we doing? When you call them and say, we about to ride, they just get dressed in their sweatpants and sneakers also. Okay? And we would have just had to pull up on her and beat her ass. I'm sorry. I have searched different solutions to this problem. I've done my calculations. Carry the 1, divide by 2, the 3, and the only answer is you need your ass whooped. Now you know you need your ass whooped. Oh, let me read. Oh, we gotta rewind what she just said there. Because at that moment when that came out her mouth, I would have been like this. Oh hell no. I would have been like, y'all get ready, get ready. We would have been out back and would have had to beat this girl's ass. Oh, oh. To really take in what this woman just said. In Kobe Bryant's Hall of Fame induction ceremony.
The list goes on, but his most cherished accomplishment was being the very best girl dad. Usually people thank everyone that has helped them get here, but since I don't have Kobe's specific list, I want to thank my husband. He did the work. He broke those records, and he inspired people to be great.
Take off my shoes, get my sweatpants on, a little Vaseline on the face, because we finna whip your ass. Period. Okay. Her entire purpose of this speech was to undermine his parents as much as possible. Okay. See, in order for you to truly empathize with someone and understand someone truly, you have to see yourself in that person in some way, shape, or form. I'm gonna give you guys an example of this. So I was at the shop when I know I told y'all about how I was at the shop the day DMX died. Okay. And in the shop I work at, it's maybe 4 Black people and maybe like 5 Hispanic people. No, 1, 2, 3. No, maybe 3 Hispanic people, 5 Black people that work there. Okay. So DMX died, and then I was like, and we'd be playing our little music in the shop. So I was like, listen, cut the music. We got to play DMX the rest of the day. Okay. We ain't playing no one else but DMX the rest of the day. Okay. So the Hispanic guys were they were DJing. They had their phone plugged up to the music. They were playing the music that they wanted to play. Okay. So I was like, hey, yo, hey, yo. Oh, thank you for the Cash App, Michael. He said, for great content, send $50. Thank you, sir. Mama didn't need a new pair of shoes, sir. I thank you. My phone is about to die. Charge this up some. Hold on, guys. Let me get this plugged in before this dies on me. All right. Sorry. Classy young man. I saw what you wrote before it just got deleted. And classy young man, I think that when we get ready to have conversation, you need to call in so that we can talk. How are you saying, well, Kobe's parents did not train him, just like LeBron's mom did not train him? Sir, I don't know if you're new here, but we don't do surface level basic bitch shit on this channel. Okay, we don't do that. We look at everything for the bigger picture. Okay, you are sitting here trying desperately to hold on to faith, but it's not working. Okay, and you know exactly what I mean when I say that his parents are the reason why he was where he was. Okay, does that mean that his mama was literally on the court with him playing horse? No. However, his father did train him. His father is the one who set him on that path, period. You are not going to sit here on this live stream and disrespect his parents any further than they have been disrespected here. They did their part. They did right. And it was all taken away by an enchilada. We're not going to be so basic and technical. Well, technically, they didn't train him. They birthed him. They groomed him. They put him in position. Not to mention, again, his father played ball, so there's also genetics they gave him. Stop downplaying that. All y'all saying that can't possibly have no kids. It got to be people saying stuff like that are childless. Because I would be devastated if I worked so hard to pour into my child, do all this, and they grow up and say, well, I did this on my own. Okay. Her whole purpose was to undermine his parents in this. Who are you playing with? Well, I don't have a list of everyone who made Kobe who he was. Girl, can you at least try to lie? Can you at least try? That bitch said, you know what, he did. I got the money. I'm not even going to even fake it no more. I don't have a list. I know where you can start. You can start with the vagina he came out of. How about that? That's a good indicator. Okay. Where can you start? You don't know where to start. You can start with his father. That's where you can start. It took you more energy to try to finesse this rhetoric that Kobe made it to where he was through his own hard work and merit, and it was only him. You took more energy to try to fake convince the entire world of that than to just wave the right flag, do the right thing, and give them their props. But see, when you marry a woman who is not your reflection, she is able to do stuff like this without issue because there is a disconnect. Back to my story I was telling about DMX. So when DMX died, I was like, we got to pay DMX the rest of the day. So now the Chicos on the music, they like, so they played like 2 DMX songs. Then it was on back playing their music. So another guy came in the shop and was like, listening to the music, like, hold on, why y'all not playing DMX? All the black people was like, no, we got to play DMX the rest of the day. Send them off right. But it was the Hispanic people in the shop who they just didn't get it. It doesn't make them bad people. It's not their reflection. It didn't affect them the way it affected us. They did not grow up on this. His music did not get them through a hard time. To them, they're like, we're sorry God died, but then we try to listen to this, we try to listen to that. So when you have a woman that looked like this, the reason why she can get up there and go, and this girl completed an entire obstacle course to avoid giving any props or recognition to his family, where a black woman would not have done that. You know why? Because when she would look at Kobe's mother, she would see her own mother. When she would look at Kobe's father, she would see her own father. She would be connected. There would be a level of understanding. A black woman couldn't sleep at night if she would have got up and said something like this. You cannot point out a widow in a black woman as a widow in history has ever got up on a podium and spoke this way about her dead husband's loving, supportive parents that made him who he is. She ain't lose no sleep. I guarantee you she got home from this and went straight to sleep without issue. Why? Because they are not her reflection. And don't think for a second she doesn't understand the importance of, family and this. She understands. It's just that she's disconnected. Why? Because these people don't look like her. Again, people are loyal to themselves, their needs. You want someone to truly understand you and be connected to you, they need to see themselves in that person or situation. She does not see herself in them, which is why she can get up there and do this bullshit.
I want to thank him for somehow finding ways to dedicate time to not only being an incredible athlete, a visionary entrepreneur, and storyteller, but for also being an amazing family man.
Not Nan Tier.
Dear
Not
Kobe,
Nan.
thank you for being the best husband and father you could possibly be. Thank you for growing and learning from your own mistakes. Thank you for always trying to be better. Thank you for never giving up on us. Thank you for all of your hard work. Thank you for our family.
Thank you for leaving all the wealth that Black people helped you build to the non-Black community too. Thank you for that.
Thank you for our daughters.
Thank you for having Black people support you throughout your entire career and being brought into this world through a Black V, with a Black mom and dad, and have Black people support your entire career and legacy just for you to die and leave that wealth to the Mexican community. Thank you for that as well.
Natalia, Gianna, Bianca, and Capri. Thank you for working so tirelessly to provide for us and for giving us the most amazing life together. Thank you for waking up at 4 a.m. to train.
Thank you for taking a Mexican woman and making her life cushy, never had to lift a finger or worry about anything in her entire life, and left your sister to work a 9-to-5 job slaving instead of setting up a Black woman to be here accepting your Hall of Fame speech and having a Black woman live that cushy, luxurious lifestyle. Thank you so much for giving that opportunity to a pinto bean.
For making it home to kiss me good morning, and for dropping our girls off at school, only to go to practice, come home, and pick up our girls from school whenever you could. Thank you for never missing a birthday, a dance recital, a school award show, show and tell, or any games our daughters played in if your schedule permitted. Thank you for putting your love for our family first. Thank you for bringing so much joy to our lives and joy to the people around the world. Thank you for inspiring us to be better than we were the day before. Thank you for teaching me and all of us to put someone else's joy before our own. Thank you for being so selfless and loving with a heart of gold. Thank you for never taking yourself too seriously. Thank you for your sense of humor. Thank you for your wit. Thank you for never telling me no and always letting me have my way most of the time. Thank you for being patient and easygoing. Thank you for letting me burst your bubble every chance I got. Thank you for graciously taking all my harsh comebacks. Thank you for dishing them.
I'm sorry. This woman is a psychopath. This woman is a psychopath.
Burst your bubble every chance I got.
Thank you for letting me burst your bubble every chance I got.
Thank you for never telling me no and always letting me have my way most of the time. Thank you for being patient and easygoing. Thank you for letting me burst your bubble every chance I got. Thank you for graciously taking all.
I thought that I heard that wrong. Basically, what she's saying, if y'all want me to go ahead and sum this up, is she's saying, thank you for being the biggest simp duck I could have ever came across. Thank you for letting me give you shit to eat, and you took it because I kept you in this constant state of searching for my acceptance, which is why I never gave it to you. And thank you for letting me not ever have to do shit, but just simply exist. And now I'm up here accepting on the Hall of Fame. Hall of Fame. Do you know how hard it is to get in the Hall of Fame? She's saying, thank you for eating shit. Okay, look, I can say this and that to him, and I'm still here, and he still ain't going nowhere. That's her way of saying nanny, boo, boo. Just wow. I just can't. I can't.
All my harsh comebacks. Thank you for dishing them back. Thank you for being the Mickey to my Minnie and the Noah to my Allie. Thank you for loving me enough to last lifetimes. In every lifetime, I choose you. To our girls, Natalia and Gianna, thank you for sacrificing so much time away from Daddy so that he could focus on being the best at everything he set his mind to do. Bianca and Capri, I'm so happy you're here to see this tonight. Daddy was incredible. He loves you girls so very much. Congratulations, baby. All of your hard work and sacrifices paid off. You once told me, If you're going to bet on someone, bet on yourself. I'm glad you bet on yourself.
How did all of his hard work pay off? Vanessa, can you give us an example of how all your hard work paid off? Can you tell us how? How? Okay. The only person it paid off was you. So just say that.
You overachiever. You did it. You're in the Hall of Fame now. You're a true champ. You're not just an MVP. You're an all-time great. I'm so proud of you. I love you forever and always. Kobe Bean Bryant.
Nan tears. I'm talking about, baby. When I tell you not nan tear, I'm talking about not a single tear came out of that woman's mouth, a woman's eye. Girl, excellent performance. Excellent performance. Okay. Y'all can spare me with the whole, oh, I don't care. She's still a woman that lost her husband and child. Y'all can spare me with all that. Okay. Y'all can please go somewhere else with that foo-foo fifi story. I don't want to hear it. Okay. When y'all sit and say love is love, can't help who you love, we are giving you examples on why love is not love. Love is not love. Yes, the hell you can help who you love. And marriage is a chess move. Okay. And it is a damn shame. And we as Black people have to do better with this. This is why I say before I support a Black man, I need to see where is the Black woman involved? Where is the Black woman involved? There is not a Black woman involved. I don't have a desire to support you. You're a big grown ass man. Black people, we got to stop doing this where we support these Black men who do not have Black women and then sit and get nothing in return. Got nothing. Talking about it, all his hard work paid off. How? It paid off or paid you off? Because I don't I don't get it. Okay? Marriage, this is what marriage is about, fellas. I'm not sitting here saying that, oh my God, I'm not sitting here saying that it's correct if Black women swirl. I'm not saying that. I'm simply saying that as a man, the family takes your name, your legacy. Okay. When it's all said and done, which is a problem for many of us Black people, many Black people, we live very long. Okay. We look good for very long. We don't age. And so we do not tend to think about how it looks when it all comes full circle. Okay, we can tend to keep things very surface level, we don't think about the bigger picture. That when your time comes, and God forbid it comes prematurely, as it did with Kobe, your wife will be the one that will speak for you, speak on you, carry your legacy out. How can a woman who is not part of your community, who is not even a part of your race, a part of your culture, how can she go forward and speak on you and your legacy from that point forward? This woman at your funeral spoke on her daughter before she spoke on you. When your husband dies, and if your husband and child die in the same instance, you speak on the husband first. You understand me? Why? Because without that husband, you wouldn't have those children. Okay? This speaks to how non-Black women really look at you guys. You are a tool. They do not look at you as human. You got up there at that man's memorial and went on and on about the daughter. And then after you went on and on about her, then you spoke on your husband. when the proper thing to do as a real woman would have been to spoke on your husband first, period. But when men like him allow Jezebels like her to finesse him, she secretly undercover everything, resents everything about his being. Okay, society is weird. Society will bait you into certain circumstances, situations, and then judge you, okay, and discard you when you fall for it. This girl has no respect for this man. You let me, you let me separate you from your family. You let me extort you into marrying me. You let me keep getting pregnant every time you try to leave. You didn't make me do shit. I gotta sit on my ass. There's no respect there. Let me ask you this, sis. What did he require from you? This man had to give up his family, his community. What did you give up? What did you contribute to anything? This is why she low key resents him. She hates him. Y'all talking about, oh, that was her husband. She doesn't love him. She doesn't look at him as human. She actually hates the ground he walks on. That's why at his own memorial, she talked about him second. The audacity. Okay. This is why every chance she had, it was, I didn't really want to give you public praise. Thanks for letting me take digs at you, the most horrible digs at you every chance. Okay. Men do the same thing, ladies. Okay. Men will sit and push with you to see how far you're going to let them go. And the only time they respect you is when their pushes don't work. Society does that, guys. People will push your boundaries to see how far you're going to let them get. And if you succumb, they will cast you to the side and say, you fell for it, you get what you get. But if you don't succumb and you know better, then they respect you. Okay? Had he brushed her off as the yo quiero Taco Bell, enchilada, ceviche from the barrios of Mexico, of Guadalajara, that she was when she first met him, okay? If he would have disregarded her black beans and rice finesse, she would have respected him. But it's the fact that he let Yo Quiero Taco Bell take him up through there. She hates him. Okay? She hates him. Black men, love is not love. Okay? It is not, you can't have who you love. It's not any of that. Okay? I'll tell y'all what, if you just have to, I mean, if you just must, like if it's just going to kill you to not mess with corn tortillas, lunch meat, or ramen noodles, whatever else, if it's going to just kill y'all that you just have to do it, don't marry them at the very least. You know, if you just have to, yo quiero Taco Bell, then let it just be a relationship. Stop marrying them. Stop it. When a black man get married, he should be marrying a black woman, period. Okay, this is not hateful. This is not hating. Okay, black people have a serious complex with downplaying our current state because we are afraid of the severity of it. We're so afraid of the severity of it that we try to downplay, like it's not that bad. Yes, it is that bad. We're at an extreme disadvantage and we are at an extremely far behind. Everyone else has way more of a head start. Okay, if we're going to be getting married, it needs to be for legacy, for wealth, and to bring honest children into the world. Period. Having children outside of marriage does not make those honest children to society. Children born in marriages have a higher level of respect and regard in society. That is what marriage is for. All right. Y'all have got to stop downplaying this, and we have got to stop supporting Black men who are using us to build wealth so that when he croak, the wealth goes outside the community. It hurts my heart that his own Black mother and father were, ooh, it just gives me chills thinking about it. You birthed this man, you worked so hard to make him who he is. He passes away. When that time comes, when he's going to the Hall of Fame, this is when you come to collect on everything that you have done and sacrificed. And you're not even invited. Ultimate slap in the face. Okay? Once we get more of an adult view of marriage, what it is and what it does, we'll be okay. Okay? Because it also affects the women as well. Since women also, Black men and women both have a horrible idea what marriage is, this is why you have Black women who are so quick to divorce as well. Okay? Because Black women don't even know what the purpose of marriage is. I told y'all, Black women think that the purpose of marriage is to lock down a penis and to be able to penis police the rest of their life. That's what Black women think marriage is. So whenever the penis goes outside of her police jurisdiction, they're filing documents. So I am going to start talking more to us about what its purpose really is, because everybody else seems to get it, but we do not. Okay. This situation is very tragic. I hate to see dark femininity like this. I hate to see it weaponized like it is. I cannot imagine the heartbreak that must be to pour into your seed like that just to have it all end up like this. And there's nothing you can do about it. Okay. They can't go back in time. They can't undo this. Okay. This is how your legacy will permanently be tarnished. Okay. This is a sad way to go out. He could have been spending all those years taking care of a Black woman and making her life cushy and have Black children, taking care of his Black family. Black mother and father could have been there to feel the pride of their investment, aka their son, being into something like the Hall of Fame. It honestly breaks my heart. Okay, I feel for them. Ladies and gentlemen, we got to get it together. Okay, we got to do better. And again, I am going to start focusing on this a little bit more because I feel like this is a major issue. And it's going to start with us as Black women. That we're going to have to really learn how to be grown-ass women and really be big girls, okay? And understand purpose in marriage and the work it is to be a wife, okay? So we're going to start focusing on that. I'm going to let a few people come in and speak. I'm gonna let a few people come in and speak if y'all have something that you want to say. We'll take a few people. So I'm going to post this link here and pin this link. So to join the live, you need to click this link here. How do I pin this? You need to let me see, pin. So you need to, it should be pinned in the chat now. So you guys will need to go ahead and hit that link and come in and you can speak. You do not have to be on camera if you don't want to. You can do just your audio. That's fine. It doesn't matter to me. You know, if you guys have something that you want to add. Also, make sure that you guys are unmuting yourself. Dasha, how you doing today?
Hey, Six.
How you
First, I
doing,
want
my
to say
dear?
I'm doing really good. First, I want to say I love you so much. Like,
Oh,
I
thank
love
you,
you
sis.
so much.
Thank you.
I just want to say, just to be real with everybody, when you said we have to
I'm
stop
sorry, one
thinking,
second, sister. Can y'all hear?
y'all can
I'm
hear
sorry,
me.
before we go in, let me just make sure everybody can hear. Y'all let me know in the chat. Can you hear the caller that's in? I do not ship the book to Canada. However, if you are in Canada and would like the book, you can get the ebook. If you get the ebook, you only get 3 downloads. This is a mistake a lot of people are making. Do not order the ebook and then get the link and just keep pressing it like, why this not working? Make sure you are on Wi-Fi to download it. Make sure you have enough space on your device to receive the document. When you read the book and you stop reading and go back to it, re-access where you have downloaded it from. Do not go back to the email and press download again. You only get 3 downloads. Why do you only get 3 downloads? It is a protection to the author, aka me. You cannot just give an ebook and have unlimited downloads, then one person buy the book and distribute it everywhere. So, y'all, I have it in bold letters when you first buy it. Do not, you get 3 downloads. Make sure you do this right. And then people still just sit there and click it. And then they're sending me emails talking about what do I do? When on my end, it will say it has been downloaded. So then the person that got to take the L is who? Me. So if you guys buy the ebook, my God, please follow the directions, Jesus. I beg you. Okay. All right, sister. They said they can hear you. Go ahead.
All right. So I just wanted to say, it's very sad when I listen to this stream and I look in the comments and I see that people are really, really, really pushing this whole narrative that, oh, she's just so sad. Love has no color. I just see it all. But I'm aware that people say things, they know right from wrong, and they say things just to deflect and they don't want to see it. But I just want to say, like, I'm sorry, and I'm gonna say, I tell everybody, I know we're talking about Kobe, but LeBron James would never. Like,
Girl,
literally,
that's my favorite saying. LeBron would never. That's what niggas need to do. Before you do something, think to yourself, what would LeBron do?
Like,
That will help a lot of y'all. If you really don't know the right move to make, ask, what would LeBron do? Okay, that'll help a
exactly.
lot of y'all in your endeavors here. Go
He
ahead, sis.
when she say, all your hard work has paid off. I'm really what paid off? Like, I wish there was some interjection there. Like, what
Right,
paid off? Like, because
right.
when you look at LeBron, he's leaving legacy. His legacy is going to spread, and it's already in the Black community. The work is already being done. Like, I highly 100% doubt that she's going to try to open up a Black school, or she's
Girl,
going, like, none of that's going to happen. She's going to
girl,
sit
stop.
there.
It would have been happened by now if it was going to happen.
Nothing's going to happen like that. And I just feel like we need to have more common sense. And it's going to take a little bit of restraint, but it's either you want to grow or you want to go. Because honestly, this is a prime example of what it means to be slapped in the face. There's no reason why his mama shouldn't have been there. Are you like, the fact, I really want to hear the parents what they have to say.
Oh, girl, I
At
would
this
love
point.
to. But you know what, sis? His parents are probably so hurt that they don't have the words.
Do
You
you
know what I'm saying? Because
understand, like, the
Vanessa mama don't mind.
pain?
Vanessa mama, the first chance she had, she was on Telemundo crying. Okay. Vanessa mama, the second that she did her wrong, she was right on Telemundo talking about adios míos. My chica, she kicked me out my
It's a joke.
casa.
It's a
Adios
joke.
míos. But she was on Telemundo immediately. I'm talking about she ain't waste. Kobe parents, they're not doing that.
No, it's respect, because it's real pain. When
Come
it's
on
real
now. Come
pain,
on now. Speak that
when
now,
it's
sis.
real pain, okay. When it's real
All
pain, you
right.
just don't hop on the media. And I just feel like I can't wait to hear their story. I feel
Mm.
so terrible for that family. I feel so terrible for that mother
Oh,
that
girl, the pain. I can't
sacrificed,
imagine the pain. I literally cannot imagine that pain. Like, that
and
has
to
to
be
be the most
humiliated.
painful thing that can happen.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's what I wanted to say. Like, people, LeBron would never. I
Never.
and I honestly feel like that's why he's the best, one of
Mm-hmm.
the best athletes. Because
Mm-hmm.
it's more than just bouncing a basketball. It's more than
Mm-hmm.
just
It's a
waking up at
responsibility
4 o'clock in the
that comes with
morning.
it. And I see
Absolutely.
Negroes in the chat talk about nigga marry who he want. F all that. And that is your only thing you have to stand on. See, when we talk about why this should not be done, we have facts, statistics, and real data as to why. But
Mm-hmm.
meanwhile, all of the naysayers on this, you have nothing to base that off of besides, shit, I'm gonna do me. Forget what y'all think. And if you as a man, if that is enough for you, then that's on you, baby. But
Exactly.
don't
And stay
spread
away
that
from me.
poison
I
over
need to
here.
stay away from them type of men. Like, I
Stay
love
away
it.
from
Keep talking
Negroes
y'all
like that.
truth.
Forget
Keep
that. I'm gonna do
speaking
what
that
I
truth.
want to do. And what else? What come after that?
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you so much, sis.
Thank you.
I agree with you 100%. I appreciate you.
All right. And remember, what would LeBron do? Because
What would
9 times out of
LeBron do?
10, the decisions ain't right. But all right, y'all. Bye. Keep speaking
All
the
right,
truth.
sister, peace. Big facts. Okay, there's someone that say device not connected. Your guest will need to connect their mic before you can add them to the stream. Yeah, I don't know what y'all got going on. Who is this? Y'all need to put a name.
All right. Okay.
Question now. Do you have a name?
No, yes, that's my name. Question now. If that's
What's
okay.
going on? What's going on? Question now. You could at least have put a fake name.
I'm sorry. I've been using this YouTube name for the longest. Okay, this is what I'm gonna say. Okay, while we praising LeBron, come on now. He didn't, even though he was with that high school sweetheart, he kept having kids by her and didn't really marry her until the end, until he had to, until things got raw. So I want to put LeBron up like he's just some type of woo woo. And also, too, we got to remember that we black women are soul loved. We are so loved by black men. And I hate to say this, but we got real is real. And you said that yourself, Six. You know, we sold it even in when they sing and everything.
You
Doesn't he
said we
sing?
are so love or we are sold
We
love. I didn't understand what
we
you said.
sorry, we are sold love. SOLD.
You said we're what?
Sold love. Sold love.
You said we are sold love by black men. How so?
I said yes, ma'am. I said that. Even from just everything. They know that black women are hard
I
up
said
for
how
black men.
so? How so?
They know the media knows black
Black
men
women are
knows that
hard
we're
up for
hard up.
black men, or you are hard up. Listen to the question
I'm
I'm
saying in
asking. Are
general,
black women
we
hard
gonna
up for
play now.
black
We're gonna play
men,
this mammy
or
stuff.
are you
We're gonna
hard
play
up
this
for
stuff.
black men?
I'm gonna say that I'm not, because I'm not even looking at that away no more, because I understand what it is. Anyway, like I was gonna say, we are so black love by the media, by other black men, even in entertainment. They sing it to us. They always have a black woman up there, and we thinking, hey, they really, hey, they really for us. You look at their wives, they don't look nothing like us. We have always been black love. And I think that black women are now kind of starting to wake up
So
and ask
what
questions.
percentage? So you're speaking on this as though this is the majority. What percentage of black men
Black
who are
women love
married
playing.
are married to non-black women?
I don't know the percent, but we know, obviously we having this conversation for a reason. We play. I don't know
Okay,
about the
so
percents or any of that. What we see in our
only,
everyday lives,
excuse me,
what we see
sir.
as black women in our
Excuse me,
everyday
sir.
lives, we're not seeing this.
Excuse me, sir. You're acting like a
I'm
masculine
not a
mammy.
sir.
You're acting like one.
Okay, no, I'm
Call
not a
you that.
mammy. No, I'm not a mammy. How
You're a
would it seem
masculine
like over
mammy.
here? This is the mammy over this
I'm
way.
gonna tell you right now,
That's why I
sis.
had to come call and correct
I
some
can hear it
things.
in your voice. Black men are not
Ma'am,
meant
okay,
for
I
all of you
understand. That's
because
cool,
you're
but I'm
black.
not a mammy.
It's because
I
you're
understand,
bitchy.
but I'm not
It's
a mammy.
because you talk too much. You have a
Are you
horrible attitude.
serious?
You came in
Are
here
you
with a horrible
serious?
attitude, and this is why
No,
women
madam.
like
No.
you
Yeah,
that
yeah.
tell
Anybody would be
stories
mad.
talk about, oh, black men are this. No, ma'am.
That's us. And I said what I said.
Being
yes,
a total
madam. I said what I
bitch.
said, and I'm serious about it.
And you're getting on my nerves. So I know you're getting on the nerves
Okay, and
of
I
these
understand that
niggas.
black men.
That's what I'm talking about right there. Black man don't never pick us. Okay, every time you look at successful black men, they ain't never with a black woman. They don't want, ma'am. Okay. Well, of all the black men that are married, what percent are married to black women? I don't know. Well, you know everything else. And that's one. Now all of a sudden you draw a blank. Sisters. Okay. And this can go both ways. There is this narrative that some men will push that, oh, these women, oh, they just want some money. They just want some money. You know what I'm saying? And what the man will do is they will use this lie talk about, oh, these women just want some money. They'll use that to avoid accountability. Oh, these women don't want me because I'm not a baller. They don't want me because I'm this. Maybe they don't want you because you're not masculine. Maybe they don't want you because they don't take you seriously. Maybe they don't want you because you a bitch ass nigga. Okay. So black men will use the money topic to be to sit and deflect from their own accountability, and black women use their looks. Okay. Black men don't want black women. Then they come on here sounding like her. Forget the fact that, first of all, you came in here to talk about question now. I asked you, you can at least put a name. I don't want to sit and refer to you as question now. Oh, I always put that. When she said that, I knew from that, masculine Mandy. Ma'am, just put a name. You being annoying already, okay? Now, I'm showing you how this be going. So now, they will sit there, be masculine, have all this mouth, all this attitude, and instead of saying, and before y'all go there, this is not me saying black women are masculine. I am saying that black women who talk the way that woman just talked, use the whole skin color about it's a cop-out to avoid the real issue. You got on my nerves. You were on here all of 60 seconds, and you got on my nerves already. I couldn't even hear your voice anymore. And you're going to sit here and convince me that black men are not checking for you because you're black? It's not because you're black. It's because you're a bitch. I'm going to sit and make that a t-shirt. It's not because you're black. You're just a total bitch. I don't allow that narrative on here. I don't allow it. Matter of fact, let me ban her. Make sure she can't ever come back. All right, Marzel, unmute your mic.
How you doing, Six?
How you doing, sir? What's going on? Talk to me. What do you think about the situation?
I'm at the gym right now using that Wi-Fi, so just let me know if you can't hear me or if I'm a little laggy, because you're a little laggy
So
to me
far,
right
so
now.
good. So far, so good.
All right, so pretty much what I wanted to say is, me, I was born in '93, so I grew up everything Kobe Bryant, and instead of that, I wanted to kind of talk about another thing you alluded to. Is it taxing and discouraging that our community is the main community trying to sell and convince unity and solidarity? Doesn't that get a little bit taxing and tiring? Because I just listened to your show and I'm just like, we're the only community that we're literally trying to convince each other to be with each other. And me being a military guy, I'm around all different colors of the rainbow, and I see all of the racial solidarity in between each race, each ethnicity, each culture. But amongst each other, there's ass backwards mentality of wanting everybody else, and it's championed for you to date your own.
Mm-hmm.
You see anything wrong with that?
I mean, I agree. I mean, I think it's sad that we got to sit and have this debate, but it's work that has to be done. We have to understand that we did not get this way for no reason. There is a very deep psychology behind how we got to be this way. Okay. And we really cannot sit here. We really cannot sit here and downplay that. Like, I hear what you're saying, and what you're saying is true, but you have to take into account how we got here. But I agree. I think it's crazy that we have to sit here and have these conversations, but we do. Okay. It's just a reality, especially when you're living in a system where this is what the system was designed to do. And the worst thing you can do is have the system, but then you sit there and deny that it exists, and then sit and we point the fingers about why we have these problems. We have to acknowledge why we have them. So I feel you, my brother. I feel you, but there's a reason why we're this way. Look at why we are this way and no one else is. There's only one difference. And then some people will say, oh, well, a whole bunch of other races had slavery and this, that, and the third, but not to the extent that we did. They did not have slavery in the way that it was for us. They never had their culture, their names, even during the Holocaust. And the Holocaust, they were still able to have their names, still able to have their families. It has never been where a group of people, language, their name, their families were attacked so viciously. So we have to understand that factor, my brother. But I agree, you're right. We should definitely be able to move past this. I appreciate you.
All right, thanks.
All right, my brother. Now, let me also say this, y'all, because I saw somebody put this comment in there, and I already know what y'all are thinking. Okay. It is not that you have to agree with me to come on here, but I also will not allow my platform to be used for you to come in here and spread lies or to spread any misinformation that could be harmful. Okay. 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 You can call in if you don't have to agree with me, but you cannot come in here and spread lies. If you're going to come in here, you need to be honest. You need to be truthful. Okay. I'm not sleeping on my platform. All right. I'm going to say there is power in my platform. So I am not going to allow it to be used to have masculine mandies come and spread toxic rhetoric that is continuing to be a hindrance to us as Black women. If you want to come in to share your opinion, your point of thought, that's fine. But don't come in here on no habs and hands stuff, and do not come in here on no lying. Zoe, you're on. I need to the stream. If you can unmute yourself, I'm gonna give you a second.
Hello. Hi.
How you doing? What do you have
I'm
to
well,
add on the
sis. How are
subject?
you? I would really like
I'm
to add
good.
that it's so important to really listen to your parents when you are marrying somebody. I'm sure Kobe
Speak that.
spoke to him about that, like, hey, we don't trust this woman. There's something wrong with her. And they did not. And I don't like this narrative of like people. I always see online people say, hey, you're not marrying the family, or you're not marrying the parents, you're marrying that person. I'm like, no, that's so
lies.
It's so important. Like when I got with the current person who was courting me, I met his parents and they approved of me, and vice versa. My parents have approved of him. That is very important, and we both agreed with that our families have to vibe, and our families vibe, and that is very, very, very important. And now look what happened. Now his parents, that really broke my heart that his parents was not at that ceremony. That really broke my heart.
That is just heart wrenching.
It is just it's just a really sad mess. And yeah, that's what I really wanted to add. That it's so important when you're marrying somebody, their family matters. It really, 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 you're not alone. You combine family. That's what it's about, So that's all I wanted to add.
That's a big fact, sis. You ain't never lied on that. Talking about I'm marrying you, not the family. That's what marriage is. You are marrying the family. Thank you, sis. I appreciate you.
Thank you, Six.
Have
Later.
a good evening.
You too.
Thanks. Bye-bye. Okay, Mr. Dice, I'm adding you to the stream. How you doing?
Six Paths Dice, the big wave. How you doing? Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. How's everything going?
Hello.
Hey, what's going on?
So what do you think? What's your thoughts?
Okay, well, I don't have much. Just a few bars. My first point was every Black man, woman, and child is worth $1 billion. Two, it is American culture to exploit Black people. It's literally American history. Like it's like the whole country's foundation is built off our built off our backs. Like when we think about what the country owes us, if we was actually like really do reparations, if we just did one Black household, right, and we multiply 300 times 30,000, it'll be $9 million for each household, But anyway, neither here or there. As far as black men in terms of raising their sons, I think it's not really a conversation. I can remember a time when I was talking to my dad, and he didn't mean any harm by it, but like he was saying, when you're, love is love, and when you're out here in the world, I want you to go after what looks good to you. And I know he didn't mean anything by it, but it's like this is kind of a constant problem of black men. Because for one, because the thing is, we're the most naturally talented people in the world. If you really think about Michael Jordan, right? Michael Jordan probably has generated billions of dollars just off of his body, just off of him. Like the Bulls weren't even
Mm-hmm.
popping before he was on the team. You got to think about the tickets, the merchandise, and this is almost 40 years of selling sneakers that have been sold out
Right.
over 40. So you got to think about all that money, right? Or you think about just the artist. Like at one point, Michael Jackson saved the industry with one album. The industry was crashing. He sold the album. I think it was 100 million records, something crazy. Like and that was in the 80s, and he did it by himself. What a black guy made something that was so great that it sold 100 million copies. So we see this all the time, and it's just really sad. And I think one more point I want to make is a parallel between himself and also like someone like Kanye. I think I was already kind of done with Kanye because I just felt let down because I was one of the kids who were in high school who identified with him. But my point is
Me
that when
too.
hmm? Say
I
it
said
again.
me too. I said
Most
me
definitely,
too. I can
most
rap the
definitely.
whole college dropout album word for word.
We're gonna see about that. We're gonna see about that, but
All
it's neither
right.
here. But when I found out, like I think when the Yeezy became successful, and when I found out that he was a billionaire, I was like, you know what? Wow, wow. He's now like the Yeezy has got him that rich that he's now a billionaire, and black people will not like benefit from that, And I don't know. Anyway, so that's all I had. Thank you for having me. You know,
All right. I appreciate you, my brother.
have a good night. Bye.
Have a good evening. Yeah, that's like we cannot sleep on ourselves. Okay. We cannot sleep on ourselves. Eugene, how you doing?
I'm doing fine, man. What about you?
I'm doing good. Thank you for asking. What are your thoughts on the situation?
Well, two thoughts. As I looked at this whole um, talking point, I didn't really look at as through the lens of a non-white woman and a black man relationship, but I looked at it through the lens of a conniving, opportunistic woman like
Hmm.
Vanessa, and you know,
Well, see, the
I
reason
feel
why we have to bring up the fact that she's not black is because if she was black, she never would have been able to get away with that. And the whole point is that non-black women are able to get away with that for so long as she did because the men are not suspecting it from them. They have the reputation of being soft and feminine and submissive. So they're no one is suspecting it from him. That's why I said how they're able to take black men up through their unnoticed. So that's the only reason why we bring in the complexion is because a black woman would never ever have been able to get away with that. But go on.
Mhm. Yeah, and which basically reaches to my next point. And I made this comment actually on another platform. I've watched other platforms like yours, but women had always had these special powers and abilities, and there are women, obviously like Vanessa, who misuse them, who tend to
Mm-hmm.
misuse them for their own personal gain. But the biggest point of all I want to make is, I've watched this in 4 other platforms, particularly about the black population in terms of the two genders. Um, you know, we have black women who would, let's say, go past black men for whatever reason because they look at them as trashy or whatever. And not all black women are like this. They are not. Just like your women saying things about us men, and I know I don't fit that mode. So basically, what it comes down to, I think obviously Kobe has made this mistake. You know, you have to be very careful and very mindful of who you choose as your mate, or let alone your spouse. That person can either be you know your everything, even though there's only so few things that are required of you, or can be your worst nightmare, just like Vanessa.
Yeah, I agree, my brother. I agree. Well,
Yeah,
thank you for sharing.
sure, it's a pleasure.
All right, you have a good evening.
You too now.
Okay, Reigns Control, you're on. How you doing?
Yo, what's up, man?
How are you?
Yeah, not too bad. So, what you want to talk about this girl, right? So, whether are you actually talking about like non-black women with black men?
Yeah, how they have the ability to finesse the pants off of y'all.
Okay, so what I would say, it's a beautiful thing.
Hold on, wait. Where you from?
You don't need to know that, cuz.
I would like to know.
Well, let's just
I
get
would
straight to
like
the
to
point.
know where you're from, because you kind of sound Jamaican, but then I do also hear a little bit of an English accent as well. Are you a Jamaican in England?
I'm from UK, MIB.
What is MIB?
Don't worry about it, man. Stop worrying about it. I'm just let me talk though.
Well, you
Still,
just said it on my platform. You just said it. What does it mean? What is this facetious stuff you're doing? What does MIB mean? We would like to know. Don't say it if you don't want to
MIB
talk about it.
MIB just mean that, like, if you look at like the Federation of Women, right? Okay, it's very
What does
alienation.
MIB stand for?
It means you're very alienated. Okay, so
What?
meaning that's the.
Okay, can you please answer my
I'm look.
question? What does
I'm
MIB?
looking at the.
MIB is clearly standing for something. MIB. What does it stand for?
It means power. Like, you're powerful. You know what I'm trying to say?
The fact that you can't say it, the fact that you can't say it means you must know it's something wrong.
There's not a problem to me. What I'm trying to say is you're
Are you
you're
going to
very
tell me what it means or not?
you seem like a very powerful person.
See, ladies, this is why I tell y'all. Don't play no games with men, arguing with them about whether they're right or wrong. Don't ever argue with them. Okay. One thing about it, two things for sure. They know when they're wrong. Now, I don't know what that stands for, but it definitely stood for something negative. And he definitely knew that it was something negative that he could not even stand to say to me. Must be out of respect, which I thank you for that, brother. But that also shows why you shouldn't have these stupid acronyms in the first place, because they clearly don't apply to all black women, which is why you could not even bring it out your mouth to look at me and say it. Okay? We don't play games on here. Y'all play games, you will be banned off here. If I ask you a question, answer the question. He the one that brought up MIB. What does it mean? And you must know it's some bullshit. That's why you couldn't even say it to me. Okay, don't play games with them, ladies. They know when they wrong. Okay, you see what I did? I seen he was wrong. He was on that bullshit. What I did? Silence. Ain't going back and forth with you. You know you're wrong. I'm not. It's not my job to sit here and you're wrong. I'm not gonna do that. He knew he was wrong. That's why he couldn't say it. That's how you handle a man. See, they know. Y'all be trying to argue with them and sit and go back and forth with them. They don't know what they know. Okay, they know. Stop. He couldn't even say it. I asked him that question, what, 4 or 5 times? He couldn't even say it. You can't even look at me and say it, my brother. That means you need to change your mindset. Ty, and you, go ahead and unmute yourself.
Hi, Six.
How you doing,
Can
sister?
you hear? I'm doing
I can hear you just
wonderful.
fine. What are your
good,
thoughts
'cause I
on this
got
situation, my dear?
Woo. I got so much on my mind. I don't even know. I was
Speak your
talking to my
mind,
mother.
sis.
I was talking to my mom a while ago, and I think we was talking about James Earl Jones. And I didn't know that he was married to a white woman. And I was like, see, I was saying how disappointed I was. And she was like, oh, that's not nice. And I had to break it down to my mama. I had to break it down to her, like, I was like, Mom, do you ever think about what was done to us? Like, do you ever think about what was done to us in slavery? Not just the women, but the men and the children. why would we now say love is love and you can't help who you love, when what was done to our ancestors, their ancestors, these are their people that's still here. Like like these people, you don't know if the person you're dating, this white person that you're dating, or this Hispanic, whatever, if their ancestors still don't have our remains in the house somewhere. You get what I'm saying? Like I just can't bring myself like to even, I don't understand when I hear Black people talk like that. I just want them to say, just come out and say you hate yourself. Like I just be wanting them to say, like,
Period.
just say I hate myself.
Especially
I can't stand
the old ones.
Exactly. Just say you hate
Especially
yourself.
the
You
old
can't
Black
stand to
people.
see
Some old
yourself.
Black people, their minds are so gone. That's why some old Black people, I just be like, some of them, I don't even really go back and forth with them anymore, because they grew up in such a different time. And I be feeling like sometimes they are so far gone, and they have always grew up watching their people clean for white folks and be so subservient to white folks, which is why I think so many older Black people are so clueless about all this. You better than me, I don't even try to have those discussions with them. They've been thinking this way for this long. They're not going to stop. And there's nothing that you can really do about it. We just got to wait for them to die off. But we got to just make sure that they're not going to sit and spread that toxic mindset to the next generation.
Oh, well, it's already been spread. That's why, because I have siblings that's on that. And I'm the only one that's rebellious like that in the family. And I have my 2 children, and my daughter's 10. And like I said in the chat earlier, I was like, your hair looks just like my daughter right now. Because she was like, Mom, her hair looks like mine. She's so pretty. But it's like I don't, it's not that I was going back and forth, but it's just like I had to like just say that, because, and they all just look at me like, oh, she, oh, she rebellious, oh, she pro-Black, she on that stuff. And so that's why I'm just be off to my own, because a lot of people have this mindset and I don't understand it. I understand it, but it's so disheartening. It's so disheartening. If you want to date outside your race, if you want to do all that, that what that woman sat up there and did, and that with that speech, that was so disrespectful.
Girl, it was so
disrespectful.
That's why I said, I'm sorry, but if that was my family member, we would have had to beat her ass.
Girl,
I'm sorry. We would have had to beat her ass, because I just would not be able to allow that to go unscathed. Like I just could not allow that to go unpunished. Like, I'm sorry, we would have had to squad up and beat her ass, because I don't think that people are understanding the level of disrespect that was in there. And you have to really pay attention and read between the lines, but the amount of disrespect is nauseating. I agree, sis.
Yeah, so I agree with you. I agree with everything you're saying. That was really disgusting. I don't see how people don't understand that. And I tell my children, no. I'm honest with my kids. They're 10 and 5 years old, and I'm very honest with them. People talk about, oh, don't take away their innocence. No. We don't have time for that. My kids already know. They already know. We're the first teachers, and I'm teaching. I'm doing right. Everybody else is like, don't take away their innocence. Let them be children. Oh, they could be children, but in this world where they're constantly coming at our children, they're constantly seeing images and things of that nature. We don't have time to play. My son is 5, my daughter is 10, and they already know. I put images in front of them that I want to put in front of them, and I tell them what I want them to know, because there's so many people in my family too that's trying to show them something, that's trying to steer them another way, and I'm not gonna have that. Not don't do that to me. When I'm gone, then okay, you can do whatever you want. But and then I'll probably still be like, what hold on. But don't, no.
Okay,
no, we're not having that.
Okay, big fact. I believe in keep it real parenting. We be trying to be all foo-foo fifi with our kids. This world not gonna be foo-foo and fifi with them. You better tell them the truth now. I agree, sister. Thank you for sharing with us.
And one more thing, that masculine Mandy that was on there earlier, she's probably one of those chicks from last week or whenever, when they was talking about you on that other little.
Yeah, when they did that live stream on me, for sure. Oh, for sure. For sure. And then when it come up, I mean, that it's just so mind-blowing to me, sis. She definitely was that. I'm talking about, I knew her first sentence, I knew it was gonna be. It was just something in her voice. Yeah. And it's like, I'm just tired of women like that saying, oh, well, that's why Black men don't want us. Like, no, black men don't want you. Matter of
Don't
fact,
want
no man wants
you.
you. And I don't like when they say black men don't want us. Baby, no man wants you. You would get on any man's last nerve. You know what I'm saying? I
Right.
hate how a few famous athletes and stuff like that, I hate how they are able to represent the collective of black men. And then you have these
Yeah.
black women, they don't focus on the 85% of black men that get married and marry black women. They don't focus
Mhm.
on that. They
No.
literally will sit and they have a hard on, which is why I kept calling her
Mhm.
sir. Because she had a hard on for this little 20% of black men who happen
Mhm.
to date out. If they do
Yes.
that, that's on them. You are a woman. It is not your job to police where this man lies his penis. Okay. Then
Period.
you got other people who, again,
Period.
are so surface level with things, talking about your skin tone doesn't determine your character. Cue the violins. Your
Mhm.
skin tone doesn't determine your character. And shut the hell up. That is not what
Right.
this is about. We are talking
Mhm.
about the chess move that marriage is, black loving relationships, and why it is so important. Do not come over here. If your argument is emotional, if it
Mhm.
requires a violin to play in the background, I'm telling y'all now, don't even come up here with that because I'm just going to remove you. We are talking about reality here. Do not get on here talking about that foo-foo fairy tale stuff. But I agree with you, sis. I'm going to get on to the next one, but I appreciate you.
All right. P6.
All right, sister. Is it glitching a lot, y'all? Let me see. Maybe if I get one that's more charged up. I'm trying to keep it in my AirPods and help with the sound. So y'all let me know. Maybe that needed to charge. Okay, y'all don't come in here with them stupid surface level arguments, please. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear love is love and your skin tone doesn't determine your character. We know that. Okay, we know that. That is not what we came on here to talk about. We're trying to have real conversations. Lorene, you're on. How are you? Thank you, Resilient Introvert, for the $50 super chat. He said just stopping by to show support and love. I appreciate your channel. Thank you, Resilient Introvert. I hope I'm pronouncing it. Lorene, you're on. If you can unmute yourself, I'll give you a second. If not, I'll come
Sorry.
back. How you
Yeah,
doing, sister?
I'm good. How are you? It's Loren.
I'm good. I'm sorry. What is it?
It's Loren.
Hey, Lorraine, so what do you think about this situation?
So the only thing I want to say is that even though, like, we do have these small percent, because I do agree it's a smaller percentage of Black men that do date when they get money, and it kind of seems like it happens a lot. But I just feel like Black women are the only ones that don't get it, that marriage is strategic and it is for the benefit of economics. And I feel like we kind of spend a little too much time getting mad that other women get it and we don't. I feel like we're the only ones trying to fight fair. And I'm not with I'm kind of over waiting for trying to help the rest of Black people and trying to help Black men. I don't feel like it's my responsibility anymore. And I feel like any man that is where I want him to be is worthy. It's worth it. I feel like we should start moving like I don't even know the girl's name, Vanessa. I feel like we should start moving like Vanessa. You look cute.
Oh, I had took out my AirPod. I'm trying to turn up the volume. I agree, sis. And you know what? It doesn't always necessarily have to be strategic. Like, it can just simply be peaceful. Okay. The reality is you don't have to finesse your way into a man marrying you, and it's not only about economics. Okay. The biggest part that we forget about in all this is the children. Marriage is truly about the children. I think that we are
True.
extremely selfish, okay, in how we deal with things. The reality is it's about the kids. It's about giving them, it's about entering into an agreement with someone that we are going to come together for however long it takes to get these children born, raised up in the most peaceful, efficient way possible. It's like a pinky swear. It's like, okay, we're going to get together and we're going to do what's best for them. That is where we go wrong. We do what's best for us, what's best for our wallet, and nobody talks about what's best for the children.
That's true, but I feel like Vanessa, women like Vanessa, and a lot of other non-Black women, like they think about their children.
Let me pause for a second. Latia, I heard you say this comment earlier, and I see that you did not get a response from me, so I'm going to go ahead and give you what you want. And this is what I'm going to say to you. You do not have to be here. Okay? If your concern is, well, this is contradicting. You have children before marriage, though. So what do you do in that situation? Sweetie, you do not know me. You do not know my circumstances. I need you to please find you someone else to play with. I have been very open and transparent about me, who I am, my past. I hate when you guys get in here and try to bring up things that I have already told you. I have already told you and tried to weaponize it against me. You do not know me, period. You do not know my story. My son is about to be 13 years old next month. I have one child. I got pregnant when I was 18. I had a dying family. I want you to go ahead. I'm gonna let y'all get this visual. Okay? My mom got cancer at age 8. Was half dead from age 8 to 18. I had no guidance. My father was strung out on drugs somewhere. It was just me and my mom and my younger brother. I had to take care of my mother and my younger brother. Had I not taken care of my brother, he would have been in the system, and so would I. No guidance, no nothing. Here comes my baby daddy, who was overage. I was underage. As the only form of stability that I had ever experienced in my life. My family, the only family I knew, was dying in front of my eyes. My son's father wanted me to have my son. In my effort to find solace, I don't know if you've been here before, to watch everything you have loved and take care of literally deteriorate in front of your eyes. And I am sorry that out of that, I brought a child into the world. You don't know how it feels when everything you know is dying and you are desperate to have your own family to connect to when yours is on its way to the grave. So I don't give a fuck about any of you bitches talking about, well, you have a child. You could never have went through what I went through and only came out with a beautiful child. If that is the only thing that came from what I've been through, I'll take that. I was 17. What's y'all big grown ass excuses? Y'all be 30 years old being baby mamas. I've never had an abortion. I've had one pregnancy and one healthy child to show for it. Then I was responsible after that to never have a child in that circumstance again. Can y'all bitches copy and paste that? You can stop trying to weaponize my past against me. It does not work here. I've already told my story. It is no secret. I don't care about what any of you said, because most of you, had you been through what I've been through, you would have been on drugs or God knows where else. So spare me. Find you another talking point and find you another way. I have one healthy, well-behaved, wonderful son to show for my life story. Mind your fucking business and find you something safe to do. The next one of you bitches that uses that as a talking point as to why what I'm saying is contradicting or it's not that, I'm just going to block you. And do not write me, talk about you block me, can you unblock me? No, I don't care. I'm sorry, sister. Did you have anything else that you wanted to add?
I was just going to say, like, that's why I don't like the demonization that I see of single mothers, because I always say there's plenty of reasons why somebody could be a single mother, and you don't know everybody's story, right? So when you
disgusting that it's mostly women that do that. Now I can see if men say stuff like that to me because they're disconnected to what it's like to be a woman.
Right, and to be a
But
mother.
when it's a black woman that does it, all that says to me is, bitch, you a hater. Because you as a woman should never sit and say something like that to another woman, knowing the things that we go through. I can see when a man say it, they don't have a womb, they don't know how this works. But you as a black woman, sis, shame on you. Find you something safe to do.
Yeah. And speaking about putting your kids first, like I'm a woman, I don't have any kids. I've never been pregnant. And even though I don't have any kids, I'm thinking about kids. I'm thinking about my kids. And I feel like, when you don't have children, you can still like plan the best possible person for you. It doesn't have, but I just don't feel like it has to be a black man. That's my thing. And that's pretty much.
Feel that way, sis. But I mean, what are you gonna do with the kids? If it's about the kids, what race are you gonna tell the kids they are? How are they gonna be able to identify? You don't see how all these mixed people be so confused, talking about they're not white enough for the white folks, not black enough for the black folks. Like, how if you have a black son with a white man, who gonna teach him who gonna teach your mixed son? And depending on how y'all genetics look, he could not even look mixed. He could either look completely white, completely black, or look mixed. So if he come out looking black like you, who is going to teach him how to be a black man?
But sometimes I feel like I was born in the wrong generation. Okay, I feel like if I was born like 30 years ago, I would have no problem being with a black man. But black men today.
I don't know. I want you to really, because I'm curious as to the mindset behind this. You are a black woman. You have children with a white man. Your genes take over. This child looks very black. Who teaches him how to be a black man?
I mean, who's teaching black men how to be black men today? Black men aren't even doing that.
And that's a whole other subject for a whole other story. But we're saying that you are saying intentionally that you're being, it's not like, oh, if I happen to, you're saying that you think you would have the best chance with a non-black man. So I'm saying if you don't have children, so this wouldn't be, oh, this is the man not taking care of his children. You want to intentionally bring children into the world with a non-black man. So we can't really use, oh, well, these black men are not, we're talking about you. On what your plan is on who is going to teach this black boy to be a black man. We talk about you. We're not talking about the collective of black men. I do agree that there is an issue with that, but that's not my place to talk about, and it's also not what I'm going to talk about tonight.
Yeah.
So I'm more concerned, I'm just curious more so on the mindset.
You know what it is?
On
the process. The mind thought at this point is that you are choosing to like trade one problem for another. I will figure it out. I feel like that's the bridge I will cross when I get there. I feel like I will figure out how to make
that. You can do that because that's kind of how we got in a situation that we're in now. We are not intentional with our children. You cannot give birth. As y'all know, I'm a barber. I had a client, white guy. He had a black wife. And one day we got to talking and he said, yeah, me and my wife got into a big fight. I said, what you got into a fight about? And he said that the wife was telling their sons that they're black. So then he said, I don't know why she was telling they're black. It's like she's just trying to erase me out the picture. So I went and told them they're not black, they're black and white. Okay, now him and the mama are going head to head because the mama is like, no, they're black. And he's saying, no, they're black and white because him as the man did not want to feel outcasted. Now they're on the brink of divorce because they cannot agree on what race they're going to call their children. So you can't say, I'll cross that bridge when I get there.
I mean, but is it that serious though? Like, why can't you just say he's biracial?
That's serious. You have mixed people. My homegirl hit me up the other day about this mixed guy who wrote an entire book series about his plight as a mixed race black man between black and white and how he has severe identity issues his whole life because of this. There are so many mixed people that suffer from that. They will not admit it out loud, but because so many of them have dealt with that adversity, they probably won't be that vulnerable to tell us that. But that is a huge issue.
No, you're right. That is, it's true. But I just feel like, I don't know. Like, I feel like I'm just feeling kind of tired right now. I don't feel like it's fair for black women to keep waiting on black men. I just don't think it's fair.
Us waiting on black men, or, like the caller I had earlier, like men have to have an incentive to want to get married. And so to me, if we are being solution oriented as women, my solution in my mind is we need to influence them. Okay, Black women as a collective are not doing the work to even listen to what our men need, to be deeper into our femininity. And being deeper in our feminine is not just wearing dresses and wearing makeup. Men are not going to line up to marry masculinized Black women. So as a woman, instead of policing the men saying, you're not marrying us and you're not marrying this, what we have to do is become more light, because remember, the man's world is dark, and nothing can brighten up a Black man's world like a Black woman, like a Black woman. So what that says is the Black women have to work harder on being a light, and then Black women also have to be patient and be realistic. Black women will go out, date a few Black men that they want, not the Black men that wanted them, but the Black men that they want. It doesn't work out, and now they're on this whole thing talking about we can't sit around waiting on them. Too many women sit and try to force and police men of when it's time to commit, when it's time to get married, instead of being the light where he will want to commit. He will want to marry you because now you bring him something he doesn't have on his own. I think it's
okay. Can I ask you a question though?
Go ahead.
Do you think most Black men even see the value in marriage in the first place? Do you think they even know what marriage is for or understand why it's important? Because that's a problem that I see in Black men.
I don't think Black men or Black women see the value in marriage. I don't think that's something that we can just pawn off on Black men. I don't think either one of us see the value in it. So that's our job, is to do it so that the future generation can see the value in it. How do people see the value in something that they're not exposed to? This is why I say we cannot have that instant gratification where we want everything right now. We have to be willing to set things up so that in the future, those to come, they won't have to wonder what the value in marriage is. I came across this brother named Anton Daniels. Oh, I might be saying it wrong. Is it Anton Daniels or Anton Williams? He came up in my suggestions, and it had to be the best thing that ever happened to me. And I'm going to do a reaction video to a video he did called How I Leverage My Marriage to Get Rich. This is what we need. Black, non-hurt ass Black men coming forward and speaking about why marriage is beneficial, how your marriage actually makes you more money.
Yes, Lord.
Earlier, we're going to start focusing more on the science and the whys behind marriage, because I do agree that as Black men and Black women, we don't understand it's important.
Right. I must say,
I appreciate you, sister.
Thank you. You want to move on to the next caller?
Yeah, I'm gonna move on.
Okay.
But I appreciate you.
Thank you. Okay,
All
bye.
Right. All right, peace. Okay, Domain, you're on. Give you a second to get in here. Domain.
Hello?
If you're not ready, hello?
Oh, she is.
I'm sorry? Hello?
Hello?
Yes, how you doing? Can you hear me?
It's glitching.
Okay, goodbye. I don't have time. I don't have time. Not today. I don't have the time. Okay, let me just call me Bon. Hey Bon, how are you?
I'm great. Okay, so I have a couple things to say. I just feel like
a little bit loud.
Okay, let me move. Is it any better?
Yeah, it's a little bit better. So what are your thoughts?
Okay. So, I mean, I agree with so much of what you have to say in general, in terms of, women need to understand what value they have to men, and men also need to understand what value they have to women and to the world. And sometimes it's not exactly what the other person is saying or the other group is saying verbally. And so when you talk about someone like Vanessa Bryant, who, she is very, like, you can tell that she's being shady and a lot of the things that she's saying, but to her man, he was probably the entire time trying to get her approval, like you said. Now, is that a form of dark femininity? Yes, but isn't it something that you can leverage? Just like women think that they don't like quote unquote toxic masculinity, but the men they go for typically are the ones displaying these quote unquote toxic masculine traits. I feel like, women in general and Black women as a whole can use that sort of psychology to understand what men want. And like, sometimes this is the one thing that I disagree with you is that sometimes you make it seem like we should be constantly praising men and Black men in particular and constantly
What
stroking
have I
them.
ever said? And what
Well,
have I ever even said to remotely make you think that? Like, when
well,
have I said, oh, Black women,
even
we should
today,
be
like when you
praising
said that
all
you
Black
should be putting, have your pom pom saying KOBE,
No,
you
no, 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 no.
know,
Let me stop you. I said you should praise your husband.
right?
Yeah,
Okay, so
you
I'm
should praise.
talking about even in
No, no,
one-on-one
no,
situations.
because this is dangerous. This is dangerous. Do not spread the rhetoric. Talk about, oh, Six of God has said we should just be out here praising all these Black men. I never said that. I said that you should praise your husband.
Okay, go ahead,
So that
clarify. That's fine with me. I don't mind either way. I still have the point, so you can clarify what you
well,
mean so
no,
that
it's not a
everyone can
point because
understand.
there's a big difference between saying Six of God has said we should just praise all Black men no matter how they are, and saying Six of God has said we should praise our husband. It actually
Okay,
is
so
a
let's go with husband. Okay, let's go with
yes.
husband.
Now,
So
you disagree that a woman should praise her husband?
okay, let me clarify. You clarified. Let me clarify. So I don't think that you should never praise your husband, but I do think that much like there's a psychological incentive when a man doesn't think that you're all on them, even if you are, even if you're like, oh, this man is the greatest man ever, you don't put it out there like that, And I think that that's one thing that Black women in general get wrong. Yes, I do think as a whole they get that wrong, but I think individually as well, like with their own partners, you know, there is a psychological allure to not constantly praising someone for whether it's doing something great or doing the bare minimum. And as much as that may sound bad or horrible or dark, there is such thing as dark femininity and dark masculinity, and I think you need both. And that's one part of the allure that I don't think that Black women get is that no, you don't need to be stroking even your man's ego all the time. Sometimes, even if you're sitting your ass at home not doing anything, you can find yourself in the position that they think that they are doing everything to please you and what more can I do? What more can I do? And whether that's healthy or not, I don't know. Maybe it's not. But I think that that's a part of the balance of femininity that Black women actually don't get. And it almost makes us seem like we're doing less because we're so accessible. If you're constantly telling someone, oh, everything you do is amazing, 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 it makes you seem less valuable in their eyes, even if you're not. So I think that that's something that we should keep in mind. It may not be above board, it may not be the most ethical thing to do, but I think it's a part of the balance of dark femininity that, I don't think Black people understand the art of being subtle, whether it's in a relationship or in general. Like we just want to put it out there. If you're great, you're great. If you're bad, you're bad. And sometimes you got to play the head games, and learn from other people.
Well, and I appreciate your perspective on that, but see, what I call that is games. Okay, I call that games. No, I'm not saying that you should be over here praising your man for every, like, oh my God, you took out the trash. Oh my God, you fixed the leaky sink. What I am saying is she is married to one of the world's greatest basketball players. Okay? Why on earth? I'm not saying to praise Black men when they're doing mediocre stuff or toxic stuff. Your husband is one of the #1 most renowned ball players in the world. That is when it's time to praise. You have to have discernment. I agree. It is the woman who is to receive the adoration in majority. Okay? But we have to use the common sense. No, you do not sit and cheer, clap for your man because he woke up and blinked wrong. But what I am saying is there is a time and a place for everything. And you as a woman cannot be over here playing games, because you call it dark femininity, I call it games, where if your husband is producing and accomplishing, that yes, you do need to praise him. I think it is I think if a man did that to us, we would call that abuse. Okay, that would be abusive if you come out looking all good, got a new outfit, got your hair done, nails done, and your man said, I'm not about to compliment her because I need to leave her always looking for my approval. Women would be leaving relationships left and right if men did that to us. So you have to look at the intentions as you bring your relationship. When you start trying to manipulate or breadcrumb your partner, nothing positive come from that. That's the law of attraction. What you sow into your relationship, you get back. So many women, that's why I stopped believing the little boohoo lies that women tell about why their relationship went south. If you are bringing games into your relationship, games you will get back out of it. So I hear what you're saying, sis, but I think that we just have to have more discernment in it. Like, let's not be dramatic. I'm not saying hit your pom-poms because he picked up a piece of laundry. But when your husband is producing on the level that Kobe was producing, yes, you need to be praising him publicly. But thank you for giving your input.
Okay, thanks.
Have a good night. Yeah, it's all fun and games. Talking about you gonna breadcrumb your man and not support him to the next bitch dude. Sir Will, how are you?
How you doing, my sister?
I'm doing well. What do you have on the subject?
All right, let me rebound on what the other girl said. All right, let me give you a story, for example. Actually, it's an example. Let's say there's a snake that comes into your house, right? And then you, as the wife, you see that snake. So you're gonna be scared, right? You're gonna call your husband. That husband is gonna come, he's gonna see the snake. Okay, he's gonna want to kill the snake. Well, actually, he's gonna be scared too, but he's not gonna let it show. Why? Because he has his ego, because he knows that his wife is watching. So the ego that the other woman was talking about is really what's the main driving force behind every man. That ego is the reason why we go and hustle, we go and get degrees, we go and do this and do that. So it's important for a husband to be praised by his wife, because that feeds into his ego. So I agree totally, 100% with you on that one. The other lady who called up, yeah.
Just let me make a comment on what you just said. I agree with that. See, this is what I'm talking about when Black women say, well, we're in our masculine energy because we got to do everything ourselves and we can't depend. And I say, listen, men, you guys, like you said, ego, I call it a competitive mindset. When you set it up, to say to this man, I need you, and you set it up, most of the time, and I'm not going to say every time, but majority of the time, if you make space for a masculine man to be a masculine man, and you set it up, he is going to dunk it. Why? Not because he's a saint or a god, but like you said, but because of his own ego, reputation, he is not going to want to fail when an expectation has been set. But if you are already taking up all this space with your fake masculine energy as a woman, you don't even leave space for the masculine to come in and support. And that's the mistake so many sisters make. But
and that's
you go ahead.
And what you're saying is so right, because now you see these females, what we call masculine females, trying to outcompete men.
Right.
We are not the same. I remember when I was back home in Africa, right? I was talking to my uncle, and I got out of that one relationship, and I was like, you know what? I don't think I should get married again. And he looked at me and he's like, every man needs a woman, so you need to get married again. Otherwise, you're never gonna make it through life. You're gonna miss out on a lot of things, because the woman brings something different to the table, the man brings something different to the table, and that unit is the one that make it work. And that's why when it comes back to the topic for tonight, when we're talking about biracial children and things like that, is that when women say, oh, I can go and get me a white man, or the guy say I can go and get me a white woman. To me, it's being selfish. And you are on point when you were saying that. I was like, oh my goodness, she gets it. It's being selfish because we are not looking after the well-being of the children. I've seen my own eyes. I have cousins who are biracial, and they are the most confused
Yes, they be,
people.
and speak on that, Sir Will. I have cousins
Yeah.
like that too, who are biracial. And then we got to talk about the genetic thing too. People think that
Yep.
mixed people always look mixed, and they don't. I have cousins who are mixed, and they look completely white. They do
Exactly. Yeah.
black at all. And so
Yep.
then here, because again, it's about acceptance. Like I know for me, if I did not have my blackness, like my blackness is where everything starts with me. Okay.
Yep.
People naturally, when I go out and about, you naturally see there's spots where there's black people, spots where it's white people. You rarely see spots where it's two mixed in. As humans, we naturally have the desire to want to be in this space and be accepted of people that look like us. So with the mixed people, and again, they don't speak on it like that. I think people are waiting for all these mixed people to come forward and say, you know what? Yeah, I am going through an identity crisis. I don't know where I stand, but it is a real problem.
Yep, it is.
And again, they're not thinking about that before they have the children. They wait till the children come here, then these children are in constant confusion the rest of their life.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have a son who is like 11 years old, and I also have a daughter who is 6 years old. And believe me, they know better. My son, I told him straight up, I said, hey, this is how this is going to go. And you better not bring me any other woman but a black woman. It's not being racist. It's basically continuing what's been happening for generations. You don't want to cut it off. And that wealth that I'm working hard to create, I don't want it to go somewhere else. I'm sorry. It doesn't mean that I don't love white people. You know, I love white people. I love everybody. But I think, yeah.
Period.
Yeah. Period. I mean, you know.
I put my brother as my beneficiary on my life insurance policy. Okay.
Yep.
A few years ago, he called himself dating a white girl. Talking about thinking about they were for the be together, be married. I said, my brother, I'm letting you know right now.
Yep.
If you marry that woman, I am removing you off of my life insurance policy.
Yep.
Because I refuse to die and leave all this money to a white woman. That would be a slap in the face to my mother, to my ancestors, to my father. It ain't happening.
Thank you.
Needless to say, he got rid of her. I said, no, we are not in position. And anyone that has a problem with this is the problem. Other
exactly.
Need to learn how to mind their business when we're doing what we need to do to get better. I cannot stand when we sit and have conversations like this, and here go other races coming in talking about, what about us? How selfish. You have not been through what we've been through. You are not where we are. We need them to mind their business. They want to make everything about them. It's not about you. For once, it is about us. It's not personal. Nobody likes or dislikes you. We just have bigger fish to fry. We don't bother anyone else. Asian people do it. Asian men cannot bring home non-Asian women and give all their family wealth to them. It could never happen. I had a coworker like that back in 2016, Asian guy. We would sit and have different conversations. And I was like, so what would happen? Just curiosity, like what would happen if you did bring a black woman home? He said, my parents would write me out the will. They wouldn't help me out financially anymore. I wouldn't have any rights to any land property. But the reason why so many times as black parents, why we do not have that same power over our children is because we don't have shit to give them. Indian parents, Asian parents, they are able to disconnect from the swirling issue because they have leverage with their children. They can tell their children, okay, if you go swirl, you won't get this land, you won't get this home, you won't get these assets. But it is very difficult for black parents to have that same amount and say so in our children because our kids will say, fuck you, I don't care, you ain't got shit to give me anyway. So I agree, sir.
Last but not least, this other lady was talking about black men not checking out for them or something. I mean, basically, black men are not checking out for women who act masculine. Black men, believe me, I mean, I have a lot of friends, okay? And I've I kind of consider myself as being a bit successful. So we all want to get married, but you don't want to get married to the wrong woman. A woman who is trying to emasculate a man, who is trying to outcompete a man. Nobody wants to get married to that. Nobody's trying to come home every night to that kind of woman. Okay. And I think it was last week when I saw your show, and I went and checked out those other women for like an hour. I was listening to them. I was like, oh my goodness, oh my God, calling black men apes and stuff like that. Those are the type of women that everybody's trying to run away from. They think white men are trying to check out for them. Even white men are not going to go for them, But anyway, can you hear me?
Yeah, it was getting staticky for a second. But
Oh,
I
okay.
appreciate you, my brother. That's big.
Appreciate it, my sister. Appreciate it. Love your show.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you. Have a good night. All right, we'll take one more. We've been in here for almost 3 hours. Time flies when you're having fun. But I had to do a good live stream tonight because I've been MIA for the past few days. I was like, ooh, I was supposed to do live and upload a video, and I didn't. So I said, I'm going to give y'all a good one tonight. Okay, Lou, how you doing, sir?
Hey, what's up, boo? First things first, peace to the brother that was just on. And there's a couple points I want to hit on. The first one is people say we can't pay attention to these celebrities for dating outside the race or whatever the case is, but people don't understand that those are the main people who are bringing wealth to the black community, supposedly, right? And so they date out for the time being. When they date out, they're putting wealth in other people's hands. You understand that? We don't dominate any other, and even what we dominate, we don't even control yet. So we don't even we ain't even got nothing to what you call it. We ain't got nothing to be giving away. You understand that? So that's what I want to say. It's deeper than just paying attention to celebrities, and it's doubly dangerous because they have all the media coverage, and so all you're doing is influencing generation after generation. And with each family, you set us back 20 more years, and it's real crazy. The second thing I want to hit on, somebody touched on the subject that they don't think about the children, and that's true. And I see it. I see it even in my family. I had to take my I was trying to take my little brother, and I tried to watch when they see us with him, right? And I try to explain to them what you do in a situation when the police is questioning you. You understand that? My own mother, you know what I'm saying? My own mother, talking about when he's too young and whatever the case is. When you out here in cracker ass Florida, like there's no too young. You know what I'm saying? Like it just made me mad. But yeah, I appreciate what you're doing too.
You welcome. You say you from Florida?
I live in Florida now. I'm from Baltimore. I just came from DC. Now I'm in Jacksonville. By the way, I'm waiting for you to do a little get together down here in Jacksonville because listen, I've had to turn away a couple joints myself. I want is a black family, and she's gonna have to be square. You know what I'm saying, to fit in with me. You understand what I'm saying? So
Yeah, because I think that we need black people to get along, get in with other healthy-minded black people and reproduce. I think it is that serious. Like it is that serious where those black people that get it, okay, because by now, any black people who don't get it just don't want to get it. Okay, this is not that complicated. We have had a consistent, centuries-long history to prove what we're saying is correct. So any black people who don't get it, they don't want to, never going to, Harriet would have shot them, step over their dead body. So where we are right now is black people who do get it, in my opinion, have a responsibility to marry each other and reproduce and have as many children as they possibly can to help combat what is to come, because this shit is just going to get worse and worse. I want to do events. My only issue with events is security. I cannot tell you how many weird threats, death threats.
I I seen that little video with that with the little weird. You know what I'm saying? That little weirdo try to.
A lot of weird stuff that go on, and I am a queen. When you are a queen, you cannot have people knowing where you're gonna be at what day and what time. I've had a few very close calls. So while I wish I could be out in the field more, it is literally a matter of my life and my safety of why I do not do that to the extent I would like to. Okay.
That's a bit. Also, one last point I want to hit to all the people who are healthy Black individuals and try to build a healthy Black family. I would urge y'all to adopt if you can. If you have the means, adopt too. A lot of children ain't getting adopted. Okay.
Agreed.
All right. Peace.
I appreciate you, brother. Thank you. This is such a good bill. Like, I am loving these different perspectives. I am loving these builds. I am just loving this. What do y'all think we should do? Should we end it here or should we keep going? I'm going off I want tonight because I was supposed to have Ben did a video. I was supposed to have Ben did some uploads. So it's up to y'all. What y'all want to do? Y'all want to take another caller or y'all want to end it there? Y'all let me know. Because I feel this is a good bill, but it's up to y'all. But that's a good point that he made about adoption. That is a very good point. Yeah, I don't put myself in harm's way. You know, I've done that a few times, sleeping on myself, but I had to truly realize when you are a queen, you got to move like a queen. I can't just be out here popping, doing it. I just cannot do that. Okay, my message, it truly is disturbing to many people. There's a lot of people who do not like what I have to say, and I do not want to put myself in that position. Okay, unless we can get the Nation of Islam to do security. Someone call the Nation of Islam and ask them, can they do the security when I do an event? Because they might be the only ones I would trust to do the security. Now, if Nation of Islam can come do the security for my events, I'll do it. Right? Until the Nation of Islam can come, I ain't doing it. Elizabeth, go ahead, my dear. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I am doing good, my sister. What are your thoughts on the situation?
Well, I've never really approved, I guess not, that's not maybe the right word, but I've never really liked that whole relationship. It's just always been weird, the Kobe and Vanessa relationship. And she just seems very robotic most of the time. So I disagree. And then I never really looked at the speech from your perspective. So it kind of opened my eyes to a lot of red flags. And I have actually a question regarding your advice. My son is 12. He too kind of liked a burrito, as you called them. When I tell you the school tried to suspend him for liking this girl, they said that he was stalking her, even though they were both communicating, equally. They threatened to call her parents, and so that they press charges. He has been, and now it's actually followed him to middle school. So this same girl has followed him to middle school. They had to escort him to each classroom so that they wouldn't interact in the hallways. It's just been an ongoing. Yes, yes, I'm so serious. I'm in Arkansas, so maybe that puts that a lot into perspective. I'm in the Bible Belt, but it's like I have tried to express to him numerous times how detrimental this can be following him. He has a long way to go. And if I stay in this district, she's going to be right there every step of the way unless she moves. So I just don't understand. I don't know how to break it to him. Like, I keep trying to tell him this is not a good situation. She hasn't been suspended from my knowledge or disciplined anyway. It's always been him. And actually it kind of got to the point where they put him in ALE. So he's not even in ALE, which is like alternative learning.
Girl, stop it right now.
No, all over this girl, this one little Hispanic girl. And his cousins and his brother kind of they don't like her, but it's just kind of, they're middle school, so it's back and forth between her and him, but he's the only one that's being punished for it. And I keep trying to tell him this is not a healthy situation for him. He's not understanding it. I think he's just too kind of in like puppy love, to see how detrimental this is to him. Because this is following him from elementary now to middle school.
Okay.
So
I just need a minute for a second because I did not know that stuff like this was happening. Like I need to process this for a second because you just put me onto something I was totally ignorant to. I've never seen that before. I did not know that is what's happening. Now, wow. Wow. Now me personally, I would, if you're able to, get him the hell up out of there. Okay? If
yeah.
you're able to move, you need to move out of that state. Okay? At what age did you have the talk? See, Black people, when we have talk with our children, it's different than other races. Okay? The talk is, yes, Timmy, and this whole country is trying to, your penis is considered a weapon ever since the beginning of time to them and their very existence, and they're going to do everything they can to hinder you and kill you and make sure you're dead or in jail. Like, that's the Black parents talk. So my question to you is, at what age did you have the talk with him?
I started exposing him to a lot of actual Black history, maybe about 7 or 8, when they were
No,
old enough to kind of.
I don't mean exposing him to Black history. I'm talking about, when did you look him in his eyes and break down to him that his penis is a weapon in their eyes, that they are going to try to either see him dead or in jail? Like, have you ever really kept it real with him like that? Or are you just doing like Black History Month, Black History facts? Have you ever really broke it all the way down to him?
Not in your exact terms, but last year was probably when
No,
I
see,
sat down and told
is his
him,
father involved?
no, he's actually married to a white woman.
Oh, girl, this got to be
So
the most worst situation. That situation could not be any worse. I mean, that, girl, that could not be any worse. I think, does he ever see his father?
sometimes very few and far between, maybe every 2 to 3 months,
Does his
if
father
even
live
that.
in Arkansas?
Yes, actually, not even 2 towns over. He lives maybe 15, 20 minutes from here.
Girl, you just gave me a headache, girl.
I just need you to give me. I'm a big girl. I can handle any criticism. I just need to know what to
No,
do to
I'm
protect my
not here to
children.
criticize you. I'm not here to criticize you, sister, because you're there, you're present. Let me ask you this: do you spank your son?
Not anymore. I did.
Okay. Well, see, this is what happens. Woo! This is what happens. First of all, when you are a Black woman raising a Black male on your own, rule number one is you can never spank them. You can maybe spank them when they're real, real little before, and even then it shouldn't be a spanking. It should be like a pow pow. Like, and that should only be when they're doing something that could put them in physical harm. Like, for example, when my son was younger, like 2, 3 years old, he had this fascination with throwing things into the water. Like, he just loved to see things splash in the water. One
Mm.
day I see him, I had some dishwater in the sink. I see him trying to reach up on a counter to throw the toaster into the sink. So I
Oh
had
no.
to pow him. Why? Because you could have died doing that. So I need the child to know, if I do this, it's going to equal pain. Because he was not old enough to understand, okay, this is electricity, and electricity can't mix with water. He didn't understand that. But once your children, and even then it should not be a whole belt out spanking. Because what happens is, when your son looks at you as a Black woman and his mother, and you are administering corporal punishment to him, he now associates pain or wrongdoing with the vision of a Black woman. So boys like that will tend to, the moment that he sees a woman who looks nothing like his mother, he will perceive her as an oasis in a way. So rule number one, do not spank them. Rule number two, you're a little bit far behind, sis. Okay? From when my son was 4 years old, I had to talk with him. I kept him very immersed. I homeschooled him. I kept him very immersed in African culture history. My son from 4 years old could tell you about how they are colonizers, how they want us dead, how they frame us. So I never had to go through a period with him where he was at school, checking for girls who don't look like his mom, because I set that foundation from a young boy. So now for your son, what you're gonna have to do is change his environment. If it's possible, sis. I know a lot of people are working from home right now. If it's possible, you need to move. I know you're in Arkansas. You can move to Texas. You can move to Georgia. You got to get out of Arkansas, Alabama, Mississippi. You need to put him in Black schools, Black sports team, Black education. You need to be surrounded. You need to get him away from non-Black people in totality. Because now, not only do you have to fight against what's happening here, but you have to fight against the poor example that his father is setting. So you're going to have to take total control of this situation and relocate if you can, sister, okay?
Okay. I never really thought about it from that perspective, but that makes sense. And I know I was kind of messing up with the spanking, which is why I stopped. And
Yeah.
I know I'm also behind the curve because they're in their preteens, but I'm just trying to catch it while I can, if I can.
Yeah, and you know what? At least you're aware of it now, and you can take the steps from this point forward. You need to be very sweet to him. You need to dote on him. You need to start reversing the image that you've ingrained in his mind that Black woman equals pain. Start being very sweet. Start being very accommodating to him. Just try, you still have time where you can reverse that and put him in an all Black environment, okay?
Okay, thank you so much. I love
You're
you.
welcome, sister. Y'all will be in my prayers.
Thank you.
All right, my sister. Have a good night.
You as well. Bye bye.
Man, that was a heavy one, guys. That was heavy. Chima, how are you?
Hello, goddess. How are you?
Hello, sir. How are you?
I'm good today. Uh, yeah, I just been listening to what you've been saying. I think what you're saying makes a lot of sense. You see, we as Black people, we're like 400 years financially behind.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's very important that we try to procreate with ourselves. And we must also know that compared to the Chinese, the Europeans, the white Americans, our wealth is like something you can compare to a needle in a haystack. So I mean, I totally support what you're saying. And in relation to Kobe Bryant's wife, I just thought on that day of the funeral, watching it on TV, I just thought it was absolutely disrespectful that the parents were not on the list to, you know, give a statement. I mean, this is a man that they raised right from when, he was a little boy to becoming a professional basketball player that he is. I think that doesn't show, the values of African people. I think, it was just totally out of the line. And I think as much as she comes from a different culture, she should have tried her best to try and learn, how African people, cherish
Well, sis, you don't have to.
the family values.
She did it, and who gonna check her? Nobody. She don't got to. No, only person that could have made her do that was him, and he ain't do it, so no one else can. So there ain't even no woulda, coulda, shoulda. He should have
Yeah,
never, you know.
yeah,
But
yeah.
I
It's quite
appreciate you,
sad.
my brother.
Yeah, I appreciate you and continue doing what you're doing and take care of yourself.
All right, you have a good night.
Bye.
Good
You
night.
too.
Man, I am like exhausted. Okay, that that lady that called in, like I'm emotionally exhausted from that. I think we're going to end here, guys. I think that we had an excellent build tonight. Again, if you were able to go in this conversation without your own personal hurt getting in the way, if you were able to go in here open minded and actually listen, I think this was a great build. We will probably go live again tomorrow or Thursday. So y'all, please like the video, subscribe, please share the video. I appreciate you all. Thank you so much for the super chats. Thank you so much for the cash apps. As a Black woman content creator, we truly appreciate it. The YouTube algorithm and the algorithms of most social media do not tend to promote our content like they do with others. So I do appreciate everyone that financially supports and helps to sponsor the show. It really means a lot to me when we put our time and effort into trying to create quality content for you all. So I truly appreciate all the support. And I will see you guys later. Have a good night.